gonna grab a beer.
Go. Hello, I'm Eagle. Eagle Gardens. Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram. This is WEedNerdWorld, episode 543. How you guys doing tonight? My chat all brought up. Mr. Smiley's Gardens already in the house, grabbing some refreshments. Go get this all paused. Chat all popped out. I believe I'm gonna have a good episode. You know me, I don't like to divulge too much, but it could be a good episode this week. I'm actually gonna sneak in a fucking talking shit episode this week. Looking forward to it.
You said you weren't gonna release who?
No, I don't think I'm gonna. Maybe that day. Maybe that day. You know, I'm a little funny about that these days.
Suspense is killing. Suspense is killing. No, that'll be good, man. It'll be cool to have one of them going again. I gotta get back in the saddle and figure out this fucking organic takeover too. I haven't even put any thought into it at all here last while, so I gotta get back on that saddle. Suppose I keep saying it now, but
So did you happen to catch the part after you jumped off? Man, I'm really considering with it, the way things have gone this last year. The grow's always been at home or on the property grow. I'm actually thinking about taking a page out of your book there and actually moving the grow off property. So there is at least, like, say, one more stable element. You know what I mean? Case like just the case in point. You know what I mean? Like now I've got to move to grow or whatever. If I were to have been smart enough in the past to have it off site, then it wouldn't have been affected by the way things are rolling right now. You know what I mean? And there'd be other reasons for that. You know, kind of a extra draw, get out of the house type thing, get moving. There's other pluses there, but definitely a possibility in 22.
the only thing though, Eagle, is to consider like yes, it would be immune from the chaotic situation, so to speak, now, but you're also gonna, if you have two locations, you got twice the opportunity for something like that to kind of come about. So it'd almost have to be a real stable location to alleviate that, putting it on another spot. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well,
There's goods and
definitely
pros and cons either way, I guess.
yeah, it's not like it's happening tomorrow. I definitely have a little bit of time for the pros and cons. The other I don't know, con I guess is security. I've always liked the idea of having to grow close. You know what I mean? Always watching over the nest, basically. Uh, so that would be a constant worry, I guess. So, I guess that's a kind of.
So I guess, frankly speaking, when are you at most risk for thieves? Right, it's going to be what, late in flower or when you've got them hanging.
I wouldn't think anytime. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, what
Because
good
there's always
pop in there and
because
take
the,
your veg
the
plant?
invader. Well, basically, this is the way I see it, especially being a perpetual. Okay? Usually it's a perpetual. It's always been a perpetual for me. So there's always something in flower. Moreover, the invader, or unless somebody's, close to me, doesn't know the schedule. You know what I mean? It's the scent or whatever that's drawing them in. You know what I mean? So they don't necessarily know where things are at. They're going to come regardless of calendar. You know what I mean? it's just going to be, they're going to maybe pissed or whatever, take lights or whatever. So as far as I'm concerned, the threat's always there. You know what I mean? The only other thing I can add to that is, you know, the obvious, not being around, nighttime, things like that. You know what I mean? Other danger elements that I would consider risky times. Vacation, you know what I mean? As growers, that's another reason why we, you know, vacations. You never leave. You know, it's yes, the work, but it's again the security risk. You know what I mean? It's twofold why we don't put vacation. So I don't know. Those two would be definitely heavy, heavy things to consider. I guess the security aspect.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, some of the security shit, yeah, but like what I was trying to get at, I mean, what is the thief really after? That I would imagine they're gonna want to try to hit and get flour. You know what I mean? Like, so you're at certain. What I was trying to get at is there'd be certain times in the cycle where you'd be more at risk than others. You know what I mean?
Again, but that's not unless somebody knows what's going on. It's somebody, you know what I mean? It's somebody that you're dealing with that knows that you're coming up to flower or it's time or whatever, which are usually things we don't talk about. You know, shit, even right now. I mean, how often do I turn around and talk about, you know, what stage of flower I'm in? Never. Never ever.
No, I shouldn't.
You know what I mean? So it's it would have to be at, and then at that point is it it's not necessarily what stage and flower, it's who you're talking to or whatever. Again, though, I would think that if somebody knew there was an operation there, at some point they're just going to come and hope either that you're in a good flowering stage, or there's usable flower laying around, or you know what I mean. I don't know. I'm not a thief. You know what I mean? I don't. I don't know necessarily knows what drives them.
No, I
But
know. I'm just
I just
thinking like
know
the guys outdoor don't really start sleeping in their garden until they're in flower. You know what I mean? Until the last stages of flower, or when.
that's the obvious, though. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, if you know pot, you know, it ain't gonna do you no good midsummer to fucking go steal somebody's outdoor plants. But if they're indoors and lock and key, that time could be any time. If you're not talking, you know what I mean? The thought of not knowing is worse. I gotta get in there, see what the fuck's in there. You know what I mean? I don't know. Again, I don't know, but I think it would be a constant threat.
Hmm. Yeah, it's tough either way, but I think it's better off to have it not where you're living at, just because I don't know, you just get a break. Like you said, you get a little break from it. It's like not always constantly there, so you're not. I guess I've noticed this more with tearing down the basement room. So like I have the barn, and then that's kind of the main, and then I've always had like since I moved in, I built the basement room behind me, and that's kind of where everything started. The barn was an extension from that, but I've tore that down, and now it's like when I get home, I can actually fucking relax. You know, you where normally, well, I guess when I get home, I jump on here or I go to bed, but then what I mean is like during the day when I wake up, I guess it's like I didn't have that in the back of my head, you know what I mean? Because I was always bringing shit back and forth from the barn to here to there and whatever. And it's just been nice to be like, oh, I just got everything out there. I don't got to fucking worry about it. Just drive out there, you know?
Again, you know, that's been one of the key things about keeping the grow here was, again, the security aspect of it, just to kind of look over everything. That's one of the reasons why I got into the habit of being up in the hours that I'm at now, was a kind of fit in there a little bit, but I was always up at 6 o'clock, so this wasn't always feasible to be up in the midnight hours. But once it came on, I always just felt safer knowing that during the day there was always people here moving, dogs running around, activity, and then at night I was up, moving, lights on, activity, which made it less appealing, in my opinion, to somebody, because there was, fuck, there's always somebody there. There's always somebody up. You know what I mean? Fuck, what do you do? You know what I mean? So
Just
I
tie
don't know. I always
I would
thought it.
tie a paper cutout of Michael Jordan to a electric train and have it run across the window at times, certain times, so that people just thought somebody was up walking around, just like you did in Home Alone, you know?
Right? Get one of those TV flashers.
Yeah.
Remember though? I'd actually plug into the wall and it just like flashes random light on there. Like
Your whole
TV
security
is
system is set up rough from the fucking Home Alone movie. You got bowling balls swinging and shit.
It's kind of funny. You gotta utilize like the old shit laying around. So you gotta like update the method. You gotta put Michael Jordan on like say an old light mover. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
That's funny. I dig it, man. I actually I just watched a girl boss just recently, just because whatever it was, he was dogging on a friend of mine, and it was just kind of whatever, comical to listen to the guy ramble. But there was a short one. I don't know why he does that. Like, I guess that's his teaching style or whatever, but he'll like play people's videos and then just fucking dog on them the whole time, like what they're growing and shit. I don't know if that's his teaching style or what, but it's like, oh man.
Rough around the edges. I remember watching the Girl Boss. I remember back in the day when he
He's a
first
smart
started.
guy. Yeah, he's not an idiot like that. But I just don't understand. Like I say, it's probably his teaching style, but he just, yeah, he comes across like a dick and a lot of that shit.
I unfortunately was like kind of not tied with him, but tied in a promotion along with that. See, when I first got the My Herbs Now machine, yes, I was a rep. You know what I mean? I tested it out. I repped it for a little bit. It's a good product. Scott's a great guy. Yada yada yada. But when he first gave me like the promo code and everything else, if you put in my promo code back then, you got free shipping and a free copy of the Grow Boss's Grow Book. And I'm like,
Or
so every time, anybody, seeing that, they're like, what the fuck? Just comes with it. I have really no part of it. So.
that's funny. So I just would reply to chat, but what about Bob is talking calcium stages of flower and stuff, and I guess my understanding of a lot of that is like so calcium, magnesium, and potassium are three that we all kind of hear talked about commonly. Like they can interact with each other. They're on that Mulder's chart and whatnot, right? So if they're out of balance, there needs to be a balance there. And like what Bob was talking about is like a, I guess it's one way to describe it, right? A calcium stage of flower is your cell expansion. That's where your plants really grow bolting or stretching and growing fast. Bud set and flower development is what he's referring to as a potassium stage. But I guess I would just frame it a little different, and I would go and say that you have a balance in a vegetative state that puts calcium a lot higher than potassium. And I don't know the exact ratios, they're out there. And my understanding is magnesium levels are going to kind of stay the same across the board all the way through veg and flower. That's kind of maintained. And your calcium and potassium are the ratios that you're going to switch. So the calcium is not really dropping. So if you have that raised above the potassium, so kind of just visualizing this being calcium, this being potassium, if those levels are like this in veg, and then you raise that potassium up to even or a little bit above, that's kind of my understanding of that balance shift that you're doing through flowers. So it's not necessarily like you're going to add calcium in at the beginning stage and then start adding potassium later. It's more like all that stuff's kind of in balance, and then you are bumping that off from the balance that it was on with that potassium portion. And it's not a ton. Has been my experience with it too. So I don't know. I don't know if that made any sense, but maybe not. Left him silent. Mic drop. No, but that's just kind of how my mind pictures that. Is it's not really like you're trying to do much other than kick that potassium up at a certain stage in flower. At least that's what my goal is with it, I guess. So give me feedback on something, man. I gotta see, I'm in chat here. Did I lose Eagle? What are you doing? Oh, you are. So here you're on mute. That's what you're doing.
I am on mute. Son of a bitch. Sorry about
I'm not
that.
even looking at the screen.
Sorry about that. Yeah, mate. Sounded fucking right. Cheers, Florida notes. Everybody in chat. I've missed a lot of people in chat. Kind of spacing off, talking with Smiling. Terrible about keeping up with chat lately. Miss Green Fingers, cheers to you. It was nice seeing Jack yesterday. It's been a minute since he's popped in.
Yeah, it was good.
22 already feels better, by the way. There's something about 22 that is already feeling much, much better.
I like it. Optimism. That's probably why you go optimism. No, that was cool hanging out at the Cheap Home Grow today too. Shout out to Jack, American One, Spartans, Zentanol. Seems like sometimes they got a lot more on the crew.
Yeah, they do. They've been actually been inviting others on, correct? I've actually haven't caught a few episodes. So I'm embarrassed to say the last few weeks. It's been a little busy around that time of day.
Holidays. Yeah, so
it's been crazy. I'm glad they're over, to be honest. I love the holidays, but I'm just as fast as they come. I'm glad to see them go.
yeah. What's going on, Thunder Dan?
Cannabis grower, cheers.
Trying to read
Penny Pebbles. Yeah, you notice that.
I know some of these get big sisters. Yeah, it's cool. Changing the water. I don't know.
Some of them. Hey, you talk about. We talk about it. Whatever. I just was gonna say some of them when I see the new names in chat like that, they're like different, like Penny there. I'm like, I take a brief second. I'm like, friend or foe? You know what I mean? Sometimes you see them, and you're like, I don't know. See how this rolls.
Start reading some fucked up names. I'm trying to think of one, but nothing comes to mind.
You don't know how many times, like, well, things of like, obviously eased up, but there was, back at back, I don't know, about a year ago, I guess, midway through this, where there was the real bad kind of like mean haters, you know what I mean, that would show up, the, the cancer folks and shit like that, whoever those folks that would pop in, and I'd be like, right on it, welcome, and then I'd look up and shit, it'd be like die of cancer, and I'd be like, oh shit, I just threw a welcome on that shit. You know what I mean? So, damn.
Everybody's entitled to their own wishes, I guess. I don't know how to. How else do you respond to some stupid ass shit like that?
You don't smile and just okay, your opinion, you're entitled.
Yeah.
So, are
It's
you
definitely
planning to drop anything new in the new garden when it gets set up?
I popped. I did get. Well, they're cracking now is the cherry pie Kush breath from Gage Green Group, or I don't know if that's all changing names now. So like, whatever. If anybody isn't in on it, but the two people, Key Play and Michael Fang, were kind of the two representatives of Gage Green Group. They had a falling out, whatever. But now there's like they're both kind of like starting their own. So I'm not sure if either one of them is going to be or not, or I don't know. So anyway, but I had gotten those before that big because the cherry pie Kush is supposedly the mother of all cookies, and the cherry pie Kush breath is kind of like a outcross back cross of it. So excited about them, I guess.
I've got to come up with a better plan on handling seeded cannabis. I don't know, but I don't know if it was like back in the day when I fucking wore contacts. Did it? I don't know how the fuck I did it. You know what I mean? Maybe I wasn't doing it as frequently. It seemed like that was impossible. Fucking, smoke as much. That could have been a possibility. But I'm telling you what, by the time I am done picking through fucking this 4 by fucking 810 that is seated, because I'm not, obviously I'm not giving that tent to my patients. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna give that to them and ask them to fucking pick me out seeds. Unfortunately, that's just my cannabis for the fucking. You know what I mean? It's just what I'm smoking now until it's fucking gone or whatever. Until patients are taking over and there's fucking leftovers or whatever the fuck. And even at that, it still has to be dealt with. Might as well. I'm the type of person is you might as well just get it out of the fucking way. You might as well just power through that shit, get it out of the way. You know what I mean? But what I'm trying to get to is by the time I'm done, I'm gonna be completely fucking blind between the contacts and the fucking like the green fingers, the motherfucking green fingers. Because I'm constantly fucking. If you ever watch me in the show, I'm constantly fucking with my contacts anyway. But now that my fingers are green through digging through the seeds 24 hours a day, man, it's getting rough. You can see that's what this is. It took me a minute to figure that out, but that's cannabis fingers. Oh, eye drops. Putting the eye drops in and then like wiping the moisture away. Yeah. I'm gonna be plucking blind from it or some shit by the time I'm done. Yeah. And we've talked about this. Even I've thought about gloving up. Gloving up isn't really a solution because fucking your glove, by the time you start de-seeding, crunch, 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 them gloves are just going to be a sticky mess before too long.
That's
I
the whole
do.
ego. Then you can just take the glove off, and then your hands aren't the sticky mess, but the glove is. It's
Go
kind of
through 50
purpose of it.
fucking gloves though. As much as I smoke, I'd be better off kind of maybe just sitting down in the morning, gloving up, smashing a bunch of shit, de-seeding and rolling 50 joints and be done with it instead of it's just all day. I'm I'm doing it joint for joint. You know what I mean? I
Having
sit down, I bust
flashbacks.
up 4 joints, and then
But you have to resort to all the old
oh,
techniques from like back in the day with the brickweed and shit, like get all them seeds up. I used to have a Mr. Fables tray. I don't even know. Mr. Fables are gone, I think, totally. But they used to be that style where you'd like grab the tray and then you'd walk down like you were in a lunch line or something and put your order in and all that shit and grab whatever shit you wanted for the tray. But anyway, I had one of those like trays, and it was perfect. You could put it on an angle and you broke up all the weed. And you could, if you had the angle right, you would scrape it up and all the seeds would fall down the tray and then the flower would kind of stay up at the top or whatever. You get a majority of them real fast that way, like breaking it up.
you know what I was thinking of? I was thinking today of trying to build a better mouse trap. You know what I mean? Basically, my first, uh, right off the bat, I haven't put a shit ton of thought into this, but since we're talking about it, might as well throw it out there and see. Might as well start to throw your idea in the ring right now. My first attempt or the first design that I thought about today was some type of like say Reynolds wrap tray. Okay. So basically, somehow or another, it would have some type of like Reynolds wrap bottom that would have be slightly sticky, but not super sticky. You understand where I'm going with this? Then you could do whatever, and then as you fucking did, like you're talking about, roll them down. The seeds would be have enough momentum to roll down and gather at the bottom where like the chaff and the fucking shit that you wouldn't want would stick to the fucking cellophane or the plastic wrap, and then all you'd be done with at the end would be like clean seed, basically a separator without the separator. Just you know what I mean, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Seems
if you
too.
could funnel that in to count them out and package them in tens too, that would be fucking beautiful. You have to all finish, have them all. I don't know, man. Yeah,
So,
it's definitely a tedious process. It makes it difficult to try to do any kind of automation or anything because like anything, even breaking up the buds, it's like you gotta have some sort of general process to that because you can't just stuff it in your grinder and start chunking them up. I get the seeds. Yeah, it's tough. I like what is that? Necessity drives innovation. Never come up with the idea until you have to, right?
yeah, it's not a fun process. It never was. Never was. But
They make Ned Denver's
I tell
saying
you what,
silicone baking sheet, but I don't. Do they make those? What is this silicone baking sheet?
I guess yeah, yeah, yeah. I could see something like that. They do make them like for like chocolate molds and shit like that. Oh, fuck, I forgot where I was going with this shit now. Oh, 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 oh. I guess it just kind of changes your perspective. Perspective, I guess, means a lot here. Because I was like, I said this the other day too, is that I was picking through 'em, and I think it's awesome. The people that are this community is awesome. I love the community. Oh, fucking flat out. But the thing I enjoy the most is people willing to take the seats for one. Already I've had, man, I know they're an accident, whatever. If you want, I'd be happy to run them. And I'm like, hey, if you want them, motherfucker, yeah. I don't give a shit. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to make a dime off them. If you want to fucking, you want them, power to you. You know they're an accident. You know what you're getting into. Run them. Go ahead. But the thing I thought was funny the other day, as far as like perspective and like looking through, doing this right here, if I were to be selling seeds, perspective would change things. Because I said this the other day, I'm like, man, it's like picking up change, basically. You know, as you bust open a joint, you pull out fucking five seeds. Isn't so bad when you go, man, 15, $20 I just picked out of that joint. And I got a joint out of it. It's not so bad. You know what I mean? If you look at it like that, picking through them aren't that bad if you were retailing them. But if you're just, it's an accident, you just don't want to do it, then it's like, ugh, every time. You know what I mean?
But an accident's different than a mystery. I mean, you know the male on that. So like Claude is asking in chat, but it was a Columbia male that he had set off to the side, and it threw some pollen next to his girls. So he had one tent, right? So far that you know of, just one that got pollinated by him. So yeah, it's an accident, but not a mystery. I mean, you know what the crosses are. So
yeah, I say accident just because it wasn't planned.
that's
what I mean. It wasn't.
That was your male you selected for the DOA cross. So it's a selected male. It was unintended, but not a mystery.
I guess so. I would have what F2s because I do have some Chilobium times Columbium now. So I have some selected, and I have my male. So that would be the F2s that I pulled out of some of them, right? Right, correct. Am I correctly thinking? Should
be a brother to a sister would be my understanding of it. Yep.
So there is some of those floating around too. The number 6 and the number 4 probably my favorites. Number 5 was the one that kind of made me super hungry, but the number 4 was really good. Number 6, again, I think it's kind of funny that I still really enjoy 6. The more I have laying around of it, the more I've kind of spread around, the more people are like, man, that's good. You know, a final selection was a good selection there. That's what I've heard.
That's cool. What
that was the misfit.
Columbium again. That's
Exodus cheese by Santa Marta Gold, or Santa Marta Colombian Gold.
So that's kind of more like a land race then? Is it like an older one, Columbia Gold?
Yes.
So my understanding that might be one for people that are really like wanting to pheno hunt, because my understanding of that brother to sister matchup is you're gonna most likely get an array of, I don't know, pheno or genotype, whatever, but you're going to get an array of the mix of the parent lineage. So you would have some that are like really leaning to this grandma or grandpa, and you know what I mean? And
that was apparent.
the more it would be consistent like that too. So
I definitely had two different, at least two, if not three. I kind of think there was three different phenos I had in that 10-pack. I think the ones that I ended up with that I enjoyed the most, 6 and 4, were UK cheese leaners, both in bud structure and kind of, I think, effect, to where the number 5 and some of the other ones were the Santa Marta Colombian Gold leaner, more sativa-ish, more longer buds versus the more chunkier buds versus a 4 and 6. So it was definitely the two. You could tell the lineage in the two, very, very pronounced.
that's gonna be an interesting cross, man. I think it seems like there was somebody just talking about the cheeses. I don't even know if that was earlier today, James Loud or something, but I bet you that F2 would probably kick out something really Exodus cheese lean. You'd have to hunt for it, but it should be in there.
Everybody loves cheese, right? If you've ever had cheese is always a good smell.
Yeah, the ones I remember having too were super fucking frosty. Like they were, you know what I mean? Like I haven't had it in so many years. It was before I was growing that I had it, but they were like some of the frostier, tighter looking nugs of the day. So, what's up, Green 13?
What's up, boys?
How you doing, man?
What's going on, man?
Good, man. Good. Just done my little walkthrough, check everything's still alive. That shit. Wife, child, dog? No.
Hanging in the closet, but they're alive.
Yeah, they're drying. Got me some coffee. We are nearly out of coffee.
Oh, better get on that shit.
I can't leave. I can't stay in the house, but yeah, someone's going to get explained to them exactly what coffee pods I want today. No. XL.
That's funny.
You're not like a pickup or online shopper. I'm not either, by the way. But a lot of people these days are.
I totally Amazon. We just kicked Amazon to the curb because it's like, that's consumerist shit, dude. I know it's just consumerist. It's just China shit. So I was like, come on, we're dropping it. So we dropped it, and they're like, come back for 99p. So my daughter's like, yeah, I got a voucher. Come on. So I'm like, yeah, come on. So we got 10 days of the TV, and I could get the coffee delivered. But they want too much for it, man. Fuck off. I'm not paying for fucking Prime and extra for the fucking coffee. You get me? Anyway.
Right? At least
got rid of my mohawk, huh?
Oh yeah, what's up with that? I was feeling like you're not quite as hip today.
I kind of want my wife to be attracted to me. I mean, just now and then,
That's a good reason, I guess.
Yeah.
She didn't like it that at all?
She didn't say anything, but she was all hands yesterday, so I guess she likes this. Oh, you look handsome.
Hey, more power to you, man.
On a change of subject, we were driving along the other day down a country road, and my daughter goes to me, do you think Eagle is his real name? Like, we weren't talking about you or nothing. It just out of nowhere. So my wife and I are like, no. So then I'm like, do you think he's called Eagle because he's bald? So she starts laughing up. Anyway, that was our random Eagle moment.
All good question.
I never thought of the bald eagle thing, though. I don't want to be insulting. I'm sure it isn't.
Oh, the baldness came much later. I guess it grew.
Oh, than the eagle, did it? Oh no shit. Okay. Because it's a business name, wasn't it? Is that the original?
No, I
No?
came later as well.
Mhm.
But it is part of the business. I do have a business that is Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye Home Improvements was the business. But that isn't where it stems from. I'll never tell. I'll never
Okay.
tell.
Okay. I don't need to know. It was just funny that she brought it up and I never really thought of it.
Thanks. You've got chat wondering now.
So now they want your real name. No, that's the whole point. That's funny.
And it's funny, at one point, believe it or not, I had this cat called me Flipper. Because
Flipper?
oddly enough, yeah, I'd show up at his house right around the time he was watching Flipper every fucking day. So he'd fucking knock on the door. He'd be like, Flipper, come in. What the fuck you call me Flipper for? It's on. It's on.
That's great. The Eagle Flipper.
Yeah, that's funny because I used to call someone Flipper as well, but I used to call him Flipper because he used to flip out all the time. Slightly different.
A little bit.
It's a crazy period in my life there. Oh, ugh.
Yeah.
I actually was touching a large amount of cannabis at that point in my life from that cat. That's why I was there. I was there.
Yeah,
to pick my
didn't even
dude
like
up.
the guy. Kept calling you Flipper.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it kind of would flip through my mind as I'd sit on the couch and wait for him to get up and take care of me and shit. I'd have to sit there and watch an episode of Flipper before the fucker would get up and fucking take care of business and shit. I'm like, God damn. I gotta start coming at a better time of day and shit, even when he's watching something else.
He's probably mean because you're flipping.
Business.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, that was for sure. That was for sure. Anywho's. Good old days. That's a real crazy time. I was actually at that point in my life, I was cooking Mexican food. Like a lot of Mexican food. I actually, believe it or not, I started in at this Mexican restaurant, and that's oh man, I don't know. I don't even know if how much of this story I can tell. But let's say I started in with the restaurant, started cooking there, and met connections, I guess, and then ended up cooking for a long time and ended up helping start from scratch two other uh, Mexican cuisine, Spanish cuisine restaurants from scratch that were very successful and still up and running to this day. Pretty cool. Yeah, I actually did a lot.
Fucking love Mexican food.
Before. Oh, I can cook you some really good Mexican food. Not afraid.
Yeah, when I was on a desk job, every Friday was Mexican Friday. I'd come home, my wife would make Mexican food. That's that was the beginning of the weekend. Everyone in my office used to laugh at me. They were like, Mexican Friday. I'm like, yeah. Love that shit.
Taco Tuesday, man. That's
Yeah. But like, I guess, yeah. This harps back to a bit of a conversation where I do quite a lot of that samey stuff. Like Eagle's like, oh, you got your uniform on or whatever, like that kind of stuff. I do quite a lot of that. So yeah, I was like quite adamant that Fridays was, you know, Mexican Friday. But when we were kids, Mexican meant getting trashed. I mean, we'd go and have Mexican food and they just fucking, everything comes with tequila, you know, it just gets steaming. Proper drunk.
Oh man, I used to get fucked up at that place, man. It was they would have like it wasn't like an after hours, but it was like a dance. They'd have like authentic Mexican music, and it was basically only open to like family and like other Mexican people that were like in the know, I guess. Friday and Saturdays, we'd fucking close down the restaurants, pull the fucking tables aside, throw some fucking sawdust on the floor, and there'd be fucking Mexican music just fucking blasting till fucking 3 a.m. Easy, fucking dancing and shit. Oh man, good times. Good times. So I spent a lot of fucking weekends hanging out, fucking two-stepping, drinking some fucking tequila, fucking margaritas, all that good shit, man. Good times. Good fucking times, man.
Margaritas, then tequila, most likely. Then make sure you fucking indulge.
I'm not even gonna lie, man. From like 18 to what? 21, 22. There was a good chance that was like the period there, that period of my life right there. You would find me like on the weekends, either at that little Mexican siesta type atmosphere there, or you'd find me at a Mexican after hours in northern Flint, probably till about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, partying it up and heading home. Man, this crazy fun time, man. That's where when you hear me talk about the Spanish or the Mexican music, the fucking I still had the tao. Oh man, that shit just brings back crazy memories. If you could have just envisioned me fucking half drunk, fucking two-stepping, just you get me going, man. I'll even get the scream going. My throat's too sore right now, but I fucking, oh yeah, crazy times. But
So there's a discussion in chat about if you're gonna. I'm gonna scroll back and read it.
Change your name to Eagle Gardens.
Yeah.
I did partly see some of that.
Would you buy F1 seeds or more higher, like F2, 3, or 4 seed? And how high? How long would you go? Like, how many generations would you go?
F5.
And 4 or 5.
That's when you start. They say that's when you start to see everything look the same. So if you're line breeding, which you are, if you're going that far down, right? Yeah. Then you're looking for everything to be the same, and so that happens apparently around F4, F5. Yeah, that's what I want if I'm doing that work.
That's what I want, though. That's when I'm pulling the fucking money out of my my wallet for seeds, it's for something that 9 times out of 10, it's because it's hot, or was, I guess, back in the day. You know what I mean? When I bought seeds, if I wanted to buy seeds or whatever, and again, just an example, I'd fucking sour diesel. I want fucking sour diesel to be what they're talking about. To this day, I want to be whatever I buy. I want it to be what made that fucking cut as popular as it is. I want the fucking if I can't get the breeder's cut of it, basically, you know, what the breeder thought was like, yeah, this is fire. This is what I want, you know, the reputation of this strain to be based on. You know what I mean? That's what the hype is, that everything's going to be built off of that breeders. This is my choice. This is it. This is what I'm putting out to the world. Here's my fire. You're only going to get that either from breeder cut or an F4 or 5. It's been worked down to that, and then you see her creation, you know what I mean? And then you throw them seeds in, they're gonna come out like fucking clones. Every one of them, the fucking hunt's been done. You're gonna get exactly what the reputation has been built on, what the breeder has, you know, at that point, the breeders should be like, ah, there it is. You know what I mean? Aha, this is my baby. There you go.
It's what Big Ag does, right?
Anything before that, you know what I mean? I just think you're not going to get exactly what was, you know, the original. That was it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was it. That's what I created. Anything between A and B, you'll find it there. Don't get me wrong, you'll find it, but you're gonna find variety along the way. But you know, if for me, when I actually fucking want to fork out and want that strain, it's because I want that strain. I got into like the pheno hunt and the selection through testing. That's where I picked up that flavor. You know what I mean? But prior to like the testing phase of my growing career, it was like, I want this. You know what I mean? I want that. You know what I mean? The pheno hunting, the selection, all that. I didn't, you know, back then I didn't want that. I wanted I wanted what was on the fucking, you know, the picture on the pack, basically. You know, I guess.
So my understanding of some of that is it really does depend on what you want. Like the first initial cross will have a range of variability to it, and then the F2 generation typically is going to have the most variability to it, and then F3 is where you start funneling that back down to single traits. But so there's kind of a trade-off that I'm aware of, like as you line breed or inbreed them more, you lose more of that vigor, initial like hybrid vigor or whatever. So the initial F1s should be probably your most vigorous growers, I would kind of say. I don't know how true that holds, but a lot of times they'll have to do an outcross after so many times of inbreeding to bring back that vigor, because it gets lost through the breeding and inbreeding like that. But that's the only thing I know. So it really just depends on what you're looking for, really, more than what is going to be the best. You know what I mean? If you want stability, then yeah, buy higher up like that. If you want some variability, probably get in, F1, F2.
Yeah, if I'm filling a field full of something, gonna want that as much sabiness as possible. Outdoors, big field. Indoors, if me and you playing around, I might want to be looking for something. But Eagle's right. The hunt should have been done by then. You should have fucking chosen you could have gone another way about it. Just kept the clone.
Right, and that's the work essentially of the breeder, right? Is to run them out, select them, and get them to be what, like Eagle was saying, And I get that.
Well, we've talked about this a lot in the last, year, 2 years. The subject right here is, breeding. I've said from fucking day one, I would like to see when I buy that pack, right on the pack, this is F1, F2, F3, F4. We didn't see, that I don't even think that was a thing till these days. Really, people didn't even give a shit. You know what I mean? From fucking, but these days I think it's a big factor. I think I've said that's a huge factor in why seeds cost as much as they do. You know what I mean? I don't believe the F1 pack should be, you know, if you're gonna pay 200 for a pack of seeds, let's say, it should be that 4 or 5. It's been worked how many years? You know what I mean? How many years does that breeder have into producing those seeds that are exactly what you want to buy? There's years and years into that, of that guy's life, your time, your life, your grow space, nutrients, electricity. There's a ton of going into the seeds at that point, but an F1, F2, I think maybe there should be some type of skill there. You know what I mean? This is my first, $4 seeds, $5 seeds. I don't know. You know what I mean? Then work your way up to that price scale of the 4 or 5 that reflects the time put into it. You know what I mean? It should. Somebody's done the work that you don't want to do, that you've talked about. You know what I mean? There's a lot of work into narrowing that one down. It should reflect into, you know what I mean? And I've kind of felt the same way with clones. Especially even more so when I was selling seeds. I fucking hated that question. People would I'd sit there and talk to somebody for an hour, go over every strain on the fucking menu. This, what's on this, that, yeah, and the conversation with, yeah, you got a clone? Well, yeah, no, I sell seeds, but even at that, I think a clone should reflect the work put into it. You know what I mean? I've done all the selection you don't want to do. Why should I sell you a $10 clone that's the same price of the seed? You know what I mean? I've done all the work to eliminate it down to this. I think the clone should have some weight, some extra, value to it, other than.
No, I see what you're saying, man. Like I'll just ask you this, Eagle. How many line bred seeds do you have in your collection versus how many F1 seeds do you have in your collection?
I would say line breds, I'd have probably 20, maybe. F1s, couple hundred, easy. You know what I mean?
So if you were somebody that wanted to sell seeds, I mean, the one that takes the most work is the least popular, and the ones that take the least amount of work are the ones everybody's buying. So like, I don't know. I mean,
not good business practice to do any work, is it? It's a bit like compost tea, yeah. Don't bother aerating it.
But I've seen it happen through some of my, I don't know, whatever, just some breeders that I watch and follow, and they're friends or whatever. But they, like in the past, I remember conversations with them, and they were like, oh, all these guys chasing elites, and it's going to be cookies, this and whatever, and not to say I'm on either side of that, but then skip a few years down the road, and all of a sudden they got all these ice cream cake crosses and fucking runts crosses, and I know why they're doing it, and I'm not knocking them, I'm not nothing, I'm just saying, like, that's
it's supply and demand, man.
People want that. That's what people were fucking buying. I guarantee. Talk to him, and he's gonna be like,
there's ways to sucker people into that too, Smiley. And I'll show you the perfect example. I love limited shit. It's weird, corking me. I think a lot of people, I'm now weirder than a lot of people. You want something other people don't have. So a lot of times when I've bought seeds, looking through the menu and have seen, like, even though I know it's F1, it's probably an accident, whatever, limited. Ooh, that looks good. Nobody else is gonna have that. Limited. You know what I mean? Gotta have that. You know what I mean? You could just by one word make you want it. You know what I mean? Even though it was an F1, whatever, limited. I can see what you're saying, you know, that the new one, you know, gotta have that new, whatever somebody else has had. I've heard of that. Headband's been out 10 fucking years, whatever, 20 years.
Oh God, yeah.
Fucking, I want the new. You know what I mean? I'm that way. I'm that way. How many times you heard me say I don't want to be smoking what everybody else is smoking on? How do you do that? Well, unfortunately, you're smoking F1s and fucking shit nobody else has heard. Well, a lot of times, just like what you're saying. I definitely see that. You're unfortunately right there. But why does it seem so unfair? I guess.
Check this out, right? This is a California company, Finest, and this is their ice cream cake, which I've got a cut of. And on the thing here, it says, and they've done this on purpose. It says, growers know ice cream cake ICC was a winner from the 2022 production season. So what they're saying is, this is old now. We don't want you to buy this anymore. They put a date on a cut and sort of said this was popular in 2020. Well, that's 2 years ago now, and they want you to buy more cuts from them. So they've dated it and sort of said, yeah, you know, that was good then. Here's the next hype thing. Come buy the next hype thing. And it's like, you fucking dicks. You don't it's not fucking dead. You don't put a fucking date on it. Like, it's a cut. And like, as soon as I read it, it was like, well, I can't use that bit of literature because it dates me 2 years immediately, right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? What
Buying a
pricks?
used car. What the
That's bad branding. Exactly.
Yeah. I'm gonna what? Edit their shit to show people. Yeah, fucking great. You know.
How many miles does this cut have in 2 years already?
You've probably already smoked this.
That's
Oh,
fun.
Good morning, Green Fingers. How you doing, brother?
Yes, brother.
Good. Cheers, guys. But that's true. Fuck, they put a date on something that should be rather new.
Yeah, it's like a tombstone, isn't it? Like,
It's fucking the
fuckers.
death date, yeah. It's like, what the hell? It didn't change. It just fucking got 2 years older. It's exactly the same. It's fucking, yeah. R.I.P. ice cream cake.
Yeah,
So,
got across some borders and then got chop that fucker down. Fuck you. 2 years. It's really only a year, you know.
yeah, because I just got it last year too. And I was like, man, it's brand new. I was like, man, it's already a year old. I was like, fuck me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least I got the Bicket OG right away.
Subway was notorious for that shit, man. I was usually on top of the list of like first one to get shit. You know what I mean? But no matter how fucking much I thought I'd be on top of that curve and shit, throwing down the latest fire, I'd get that batch, throw them fuckers in the dirt, get them going, talk to him the following week, and he'd be like, bam, here's the next new strain and shit. I'd be like, son of a bitch. I just threw down these. Now I want that. You better be sending that, fucker. I hope that's in the mail. Jeez. There's always one more that you don't have.
Yeah, but the trouble is it's endless. Utterly endless. It's like, it would be like trading humans. Oh, I got a Michael Jordan. Who wants this? Okay, everyone take cuts from this. And then it's like, who's the next human? You know? Every single thing is so utterly genetically different. I mean, maybe very similar, but still different.
It's a very good way to
It's kind of
explain it, bro.
neat idea,
Yeah.
though. Blood playing cards like that.
Exactly. Like just the gene traders all eventually, like, we should all be trading our own genes with each other anyways, like how they do, you know? Get it all out there. Overgrow the world.
We're gonna throw out a poll for seeds.
I want to grow your seeds, Eagle. So if it's got landrace in it, then I need that in mind. So my open pollination won't be bottlenecked at any turn. You know, everything will be there.
Problem, brother. To hear you willing to grow it.
What were you saying?
He said he'd want to grow out some of them strains that like some of the accidents as I was referring to.
But you boys have got a couple projects on the go that are heralding a lot of seeds anyway, huh?
Yeah, how is the project going?
They're transplanted and back in the room. I'm just vegging them a little bit, and then we'll get them back going. I got them. Yeah, it's slow going though. It's gonna be.
What's that? DOA? Or...
Yeah, the DOA project. I had it all lined up, and then it was like right about to go into flower actually, but then I had to chop everything down and like clean it out for a home appraisal, and then I had backups, but they weren't as big of a backup, so now I'm vegging them back up a little bit. But they're under all the kick-ass lights and whatever, so they should.
Best situation under the most supervision.
Yeah, and then yeah, I don't know. The room's still kind of empty. There's like 6 plants in this whole big room. But I'll have that fixed by next week. I gotta cycle through all the transplants out at the barn, and then because I don't want to take something from there that was gonna be in line, you know, like that's. So once I get all that transplant figured out.
Oh yeah, because it's never full enough in there, is it?
Yeah. Well, no, but I don't want to take like if I had 4 of a certain, say I had 4 platinum cake, I don't want to take 1 platinum cake home and have 3, you know what I mean? So like I want to try to figure out where I'm at with all that shit.
Why'd you have to pick the platinum cake, man? Come on.
Because Jack Skillington, the platinum cake's gonna be fire as fuck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So on my end, I think I'm going to be actually putting mine into production here soon, just because of the way things are rolling over here. I think I'm going to just go ahead and throw the male and female into a tent and get it going. Try to knock one out anyway. I can always take a cut of mom and dad and try again. Tuck and roll and try again. But since things are up and running and I have no, definite date as of yet, I'm going to try to squeeze one off right quick. But seems to be
right.
Everything's ready. I've got a good sized male and good sized female ready now. Why not? Like I said, if it doesn't work out, then tuck and roll, take mom and dad and try again.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you can do.
I like it, man.
Yeah, I've had a quiet,
and it's not like I won't be used to picking seeds by then anyway. Might as well be cleaning everything up behind it and leave one dedicated tent that's gonna one area that I just know is gonna have pollen floating around over there. Wipe it down before and then just expect it. Part of the cleaning process as things go along.
I've seen a rough draft of the slap for it too. It's fucking looking sweet.
No kidding. That's rad. He's doing the penmanship.
Huh?
Who's drawing that?
Sorry. Keizu was working on some stuff.
Richard.
See if we can get it all put together. We got time. It'll be plenty of time yet. So. But that'd be sweet, wouldn't it? And get a slap along with it to like put up.
That would be.
It's only 11
Very
volts.
cool.
What the fuck? What do we got? Like 10 people watching?
I just shared it, so we might have minus 10 people. I just shared it on my Instagram, so like, people might have ran. I don't know. So I got all the chocolate turnovers finally fucking transplanted. I neglected them for over a month. Fucking
I can't believe how many fucking webcams are in fucking locked in chat. There's seriously got to be at least 50 webcams that have been blocked.
2022 webcam action. They just want to check if you're covered, you know.
that's how many bots you
I
have
was
now?
leery to say the name.
That's awesome. You have new bots. I didn't see any.
What are we looking at over there, Green Fingers?
Oh, it's just everything's transplanted. I cut out all the clones out that I had over here. The ones that had all trellis together because I wanted to plant. I was just taking up room. You know, I needed to move it over. And now I filled up the whole room finally. I just took the big ones off. I put the little ones in the middle. These are the Burmese banana berry by Equilibrium. And these are the chocolate turnovers by Equilibrium. But I was neglecting those for the past month. And I just kind of, I wasn't motivated to do anything. Like, I think a lot of people just weren't motivated at the time to like do anything. I felt no motivation to do shit. So I just left them in the pots and put them in the other room and left them alone.
We got a new moon now, dude.
Yep. Now it's like I did all this overnight. I wanted to jump on last night, but like climbed into the bed finally. Found so much mushrooms under there, like this deep, like right where the middle of the plastic is. So much mushrooms popping up in there. It's like solid mass of fucking white fucking. It was badass. I should have took a picture, but I was so excited. I was like, let's just get it done and jump on. I was like, oh my god, it's 3 in the fucking morning already. Fuck. Hey, last night went crazy. And I transplanted all these. I cut the bottoms of these. Cut the pots. Stop eating that. I cut the bottom of these pots and put them on. Stuck them in there. Save more room. Make different levels. I got 4 in the bed and then 3 in the bed, but on top, you know. Stop eating that, bro. I don't need those topped yet.
Oh, Daddy, come on. These are mine too. What the fuck?
I sprayed him with chili peppers powder earlier, so now it's like got some spice in his mouth. He's like, motherfucker, trying to kill these mites with anything but fucking, but fucking, with the chili pepper stuff. Baking soda, chili pepper, vinegar.
Nice. How much vinegar?
It's just a tad with 5% acid. So just like a spot, little teaspoon per jug. I did it 3 times yesterday just to make sure. I turn off the lights every time because I don't want to hurt my shit. So yeah, but I don't see them no more. These ones look fucking spotless. They're fucking doing good. Like these ones are really bad. Where are they? They can't even find them no more. They all look good. Holy shit. I don't see white spots nowhere. Like they're not eating up the fucking plant. Yeah. They're just yellow because they're hungry as fuck. I need to transplant these. I didn't know they fucking take so much fucking nutrients, guys. Indoors? Indoors, I did not know they ate up all the food to get like a stem that thick. like, that's kind of fucking big for fucking. They took up all the nutrients. Like they're fucking starving. Outdoors so easy. Like you put it in the ground, set it and forget it. It's like the roots go looking for all the food everywhere. But indoors, you got to bring that shit to the plants. And I forgot about that. So that's my ice cream cake right here. Looks like shit, yellowing out because it's so hungry. So hungry. Just all fall colors. Looks like it's finished.
The plants love that fucking that scoop of fire ash from the fire stove there, a wood stove. I love it.
Oh,
Anytime I'm burning wood, that goes in the compost. For some reason, I just fucking love that. That just sits, it's like you say. Or I just chuck it straight on the garden beds, you know?
oh,
The water's right in. You know what I mean? We were talking about the other day, or you asked me how often would I implement it. I'm starting to wonder, depending on when I started using it, that almost as it disappeared. You know what I mean? I've watered 3-4 times. I can still see traces of the ash on top as it fades off into the soil little by little. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, they seem to like it. So far, so good.
Funnily enough, since Smiley had that young lady on, I forget her name, but all I hear about is nettles, man. Everybody just talking. Oh, I don't know how the universe does that. It's like Google. Yeah, I just keep coming across these things where people are using nettles just to. I think there really is a kelp thing. It just seems to be like a bit of a sort of stimulant or a bit of a, you know, a calming thing. But yeah, I'm going to start doing lots of that, I think, because nettles are prevalent.
That was.
I never heard of them.
What was her name? I just said it on my tongue.
I was like, what's a nettle? I know what they are, but what do they look like? I've never seen them because I live in a freaking desert.
Oh, okay. A sea nettle.
I've
Tammy?
literally like never. Like, what the hell does this
That
look
wasn't
like?
her name, Tammy something. They're Humbles.
Humboldt local, but what was her garden? I fucking drawing a blank.
Tammy something. I can't remember
can't
what
remember.
her name was. Damn it, that's terrible.
Oh, that is terrible. Weed's a
It'd
hell
be
of a
cool to
drug.
see if that's true. I've heard similar stories about chamomile too.
For me, it's interesting because they're just everywhere. It's everywhere, and also it's a thing I always love because I feel like it grows like cannabis would grow if you just left it alone, and so it's a thing that catches my eye all the time.
Do they get real tall? I guess they can, right? They can get like waist high, don't they?
Yeah, or above that, waist or chest high. Yeah.
So it's not really a good like cover crop, so to speak, unless you're gonna cut them down at a certain point.
Not for me, because yeah, outdoors perhaps, because that's what she talked about, growing it underneath. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about mashing it down, putting it in a barrel full of water, and letting it cure.
We're supposed to put the IMO on that too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I just ordered some dichondra seed. I'm gonna try that for a minute, see what's up with that. Hopefully it works because I think that's a bitch to get rid of if it doesn't.
Yeah, well, all of these things are a bit actually, but I've seen people who are succession planting nettles, but like, I mean, in the British countryside, we just walk through. It's just everywhere. So I wouldn't grow it. I'd just go and forage it.
So are the nettles a perennial? Yeah, always.
And you can just get,
Yeah.
It's like a really soft fucking plant. Like it looks like velvet. Like fucking.
and then later in the season, they'll be covered in these, which are just
wow.
seeded out version. And so you see, it is very cannabis-like, really.
I've seen that somewhere before. Like locally, I've seen that. I think my neighbors used to grow that.
And it'll sting you up good. You know, it's like...
Yeah. Oh, you got it. Little treatment there.
Oh, wow.
Treatment.
Well, there's a lie where people say that dock leaves, if you spit on a dock leaf and rub it on the fucking stinging, it takes it away, right? And we were doing that all through our childhood, and that's everyone. Wherever there's stinging nettles, there's dock leaves. So when you get stung, you spit on the leaf and you rub it on yourself. Well, it turns out now we use some science that doesn't at all help. In fact, a bit the opposite, because you're kind of covered in those spines and you're just rubbing them into yourself. So it's just one of those load of bollocks things, but it feels fine. It feels like it helped. So it did, right? But yeah, I don't think spitting on leaves and rubbing them on yourself is very fucking 2022 anyway, is it?
Like when you fall as a kid and then your dad, like you hit your elbow, then your dad hits your knee with a brick to make you stop thinking about your elbow.
No shit, yeah.
Like, motherfucker, like, now my fucking knee hurts. Fuck. Like, what was I in pain about? Like, yeah. Had that happen a lot.
Yeah, but it's a good one. I'm going to get that going. And all sorts of things like that.
Dig it, man. Worm bins. I got comfrey growing. I've been just doing that in a pot. I haven't planted it, but I want to plant some of that outside too and by the garden. But I've heard like.
And what are you going to do with it? Are you going to make it into like a black tar thing? You're going to make it into a liquid?
I don't know. There's a lot of shit you can do with it. Yeah, I just got them going because of that. But so far, the only thing I have done with them is juice the leaves and watered that in. So
You still doing some of that? Okay. All right. Watered it in or sprayed it foliar?
Both, really. But so I got that cement sprayer and I can just douse the plant with that and douse the soil pretty quick. The Chapin, they're a cement sprayer is what they really are, but the 19 whatever 39
is that what it is? That's funny. It's not even for purpose.
No, yeah, I don't know that. I guess I've always seen them as a concrete sprayer, but they spray the sealer with them. But they're metal and they're nice and they hold up well. The pump's still fucked though. That's the problem. That's the break on them, where the pump is and like how you lock it down and then unlock it. And it wears out. So I just had to buy another one because you can't buy just the pump part of the fucking thing. Like, well, I don't need the can and the hose and all that bullshit. I just need this pump, the top, you know. Like,
that's aloe vera flower.
You muted Green 13.
I was just being brilliant, and then now I'll just stumble over it now. But I was being brilliant. No, this is just a tester thing. It's some Fulvic. but this is made from, like, I literally don't have to advertise it or nothing. The dude actually genuinely wants an opinion on it. But it's made from the water that comes off of peat moss. And so that stuff, fucking hell. And then he sent me that as well, which is a seaweed. And both things, I just put them together and foliar spraying them. And it's like, oh God, that is the whatever the fuck's going on there. That's the combo. But you can just spray that full Vic, can't you? You use that a bit, don't you? You use full power.
Yep, I do actually, and that's one of my favorite foliars. So that's what I was just going to ask is how are they getting the seaweed? Because the one I'm getting is from Advancing Eco Agriculture, but it's their cold pressed seaweed. So I don't know of any other source. All the other ones are acid extraction, where this is they're taking it and pressing it and getting you the juice from that. So
I will ask him about it. I'm also kind of like nervous of the sodium content of shit like that, but this came from EcoThrive, so almost certainly he's only handed it to me because it's super fucking pure, because he knows that I'm kind of sensitive to what I'm going to put in the soil. So I didn't have the conversation, but I will have the conversation. But I guess it's Norwegian cold pressed, probably.
It just matters how it's extracted or whatever, like what. But when they press it, you're getting a lot more of the hormone and stuff like that too. So you'll see a lot more of a plant response, has been my experience with that over like maxi crop or whatever. But
I agree, but also I'm nervous of the situation where that's a bit of a dynamic accumulator. So whatever shit you put in the sea, that stuff's eating it like fuck. And then, meh. No, I'd still, because it's great and there's no evidence of that stuff, but it's a funny one, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. And some of that stuff is kind of smart.
You got to let it go a bit sometimes. Yeah. Is that what you're going to say?
Well, I just don't think you're going to ever have a perfect, nothing, but.
And hopefully the way we're doing things, there's some remediation goes along with that, as it moves through our systems. That's how I think about it, look at it, hope.
Yeah. And certain conditions are required for certain things, like, to be released too. So it's like oxidation state of the metals matter. So whether they're in there or not, they may not be taken up necessarily. So like some of that stuff, like the aluminum, the like azomite and shit, it's like aluminum's silicon dioxide or whatever it is the main portion of it. It's like an aluminum thing or whatever, like it's,
that sounds like brain damage.
But it's in a form, it wouldn't be able to be directly taken up, and I'm not saying that you should have it in there. I'm just saying that it has to be in the right oxidation state to be taken up. So if it's not in there, it's probably not going to be in that state either, right? But if it's in there, it'll have the chance to be. Biology works on it or whatever. But
I feel slightly vindicated. Remember, we were talking before the show, I thought those comments were gone, but them comments were still there, and I was able to sneak that last one in there. That, well, probably won't be the last, but I was able to, I snuck that one in there that I wanted to get in there. And that, to be quite frank, man, it was hard to really
it's clown shit.
Respond, don't respond. And then the level of flashback, I guess, on the comments there. But I did sneak it in. Just the way I wanted to fucking put it too.
You feel better now?
I do fucking feel better, dude. I said exactly what I wanted to say, which was word for word. this was my reply. I'm not gonna say nobody's name here. Or, well, if you guys want to find it, if you can find it, there was a shit ton of comments thrown at me from last night's show about my inconsistency, my situation, everything.
Really?
And yeah. First time in a while, and it got under my skin terribly. I wrote back just what I wanted to say. I said, you're great inspiration. If you're the type of person that I or they will find on the other shows, then I need to go on for the great people of the community. Is what that was my reply to that last comment of they threw.
Yeah, random.
The kind of, yeah, they were, yeah.
The interesting
was,
thing is, Eagle, though, like, only certain people require a response, man. I mean, I don't mean a response to that, but an explanation. Like, they don't need to know what you're doing and how it, you know, like, if they don't know, then they don't need to be brought up to speed, kind of thing. It's like, fuck off, man. Come on. You can't talk shit like that. This is a community.
Can you hear it?
Come on. What's that about? We are bigger than that. These are all adults here, for fuck's sake.
So these are the comments, fuck it, that were this. All right, let's start. These are the ones that I replied to anyway. There is many more. I replied to, where's the cash at 72 plants? You don't go anywhere, no money, huh? Obviously discussing the house. And
wow.
Do you want to know my replies? The next one was, tells everyone he's coming on Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, crickets. Next comment. Eagle has been back on once in 2 weeks, like 6 times in a month. That's why I'll leave the other show out of it. Is hot. He keeps his word, and is called consistent. I asked him, my reply back to that was, where were you the other 900 plus episodes? And then, yeah, it just goes on and on from this one person.
Man, I am really sorry you have to put up with that. I am genuinely sorry that I get to just
it pissed me. The part
here.
that pissed me off was like the personal life thing is like another thing. My situation with my house and all that, I didn't have to say anything to anybody about that shit. I'm not asking for any help from anybody. I ain't fucking whatever. You know what I mean? The only reason I brought it up was to explain my inconsistencies of not being on. That was the only reason I said anything. You know, I didn't want anybody else to worry. Why haven't I been on? You know, because I had been consistent for years. And then just to fall off the map, I thought everybody deserved, anybody that didn't follow along deserved an honest answer. But I don't know.
I think that's very sad, mate. Yeah, I think it's very sad. I'm really sorry, genuinely. I think that's shameful, really. Shameful, you lot. Fucking, because it's a treat. It's a treat. We're deeply in debt. You're fucking hugely in credit with us. If you know, like, come on, what the fuck? We don't advertise. We don't ask for money. Fuck off, man. Come on, this is a treat. This is a community. But these people who are commenting like that, maybe they just don't understand or really that. Yeah.
I just thought it was cheap shots. I shouldn't have even let it get under my skin, but seeing how they picked at the private situation and whatnot, that's what really got me. You can just bitch about me not being consistency, but once you start picking at this and that, why? Well, that's none of your fucking business. You know, that's the way I pretty much phrased it. That's why I said, at what level of retaliation do you do? You know what I mean? It was nice of him, them, whenever, you know what I mean, to stop by and throw rocks, but I mean, it was a day rule. It doesn't happen often, but it was a bit of a day.
Yeah, I'm a bit gobsmacked by it. I think it's disgusting behavior. What the fuck? Have some manners, man. Seriously, though. Jesus Christ. Fucking 46 years old.
So,
Eagles 47.
I'm worse. I will be
proper grown up.
50. I will be 50
Worse.
next month. Green 13.
Oh shit,
Yes,
dude!
worse.
Fuck.
Yes,
My wife's 50. My wife's
50
50 this year too. Damn.
I don't know why I view it as worse, Smiley. It shouldn't be viewed as worse. Why is that? Even as a kid, I did it. You know what I mean? Like age limited you somehow.
I reckon I know the answer. I reckon it's because people assume, and it often is the case, that by a certain age you've formed all your opinions. So you're only going to be interested. Oh no, I only like that type of car and this type of football team. And it's like, by then you've already decided. And so for young people to talk to you, it's like, oh, that old prick's just going to talk about the same thing every time. But hopefully we are people who are like trying to be wrong all the time, right? To learn something. So hopefully we won't be limited by age in that way.
I will almost argue every time I hear there's a person, hello, you want to help out? Come on. I don't really. I'm in good health here. What? I don't need help out. Thank you. I can handle these 2 bags of groceries. You're sweet.
When is that when you're eligible for AARP then?
Thank you for reminding me.
What's that?
I was getting ready to say that. I was just talking about that the other day. I think Google has a funny sense of humor because I was just discussing the age thing. Ha ha ha! I'm going to be 50 this year, and it was like ha ha ha. I got I'm a few months older or younger than you. I'm like, you're still going to be 50 sooner or later. We're going to be getting those AARP things, and I shit you not. 2 days later, I get a fucking fat envelope in the mail from AARP. I'm like, you motherfuckers. So AARP is basically like a savings program for fucking older folks and retirees, basically.
Okay. I know what you're talking. I know the kind of thing you're talking about.
Nice little I'm an old person card, basically.
You get a free pen with that.
Probably
that type of deal, yeah.
It's the discounts at dinner, like from 4:30 till 5:30 kind of thing. And it's all kinds of different stuff. I don't know, but it's
it's a caregiver's best friend.
Yeah,
it's a coupon to every local restaurant. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Sorry, go
ahead. Smiley. No, go ahead. That's all. It's just a local coupon kind of savings, but like for the whole country. Like you can go anywhere and like it's like the AA cards. You could get discounts with too. But yeah, we used to use it for my grandma. That's all I was gonna say. That brought up my grandma when you guys said that. I was like, oh shit. Like that's been a minute.
That card was the beginning of my fire of my midlife crisis. I believe. I hope that fucker comes with a gym membership because I'm gonna fucking be there and shit. So the day I get that card, I ain't no old motherfucker. Oh shit.
AARP this bitch. That is so true though. Like that's the big hit. Like
Unplug my camera.
reality check, I guess, right? Like your reality sets in when like, oh shit.
That's so true. That's funny, dude. Fuck.
What the fuck
Oh my
happened to
God.
you, Eagle? Did you knock it off? Oh, there you go. You knocked it off the screen, I
knocked something
reckon.
over and I unplugged my camera there.
Yeah, senior citizens in technology, they're just, you know.
Do you need some help with that, bro?
I do.
Anyway, he's taking
Can
the
I
piss
get
because
one of my
he's a
kids
fucking
in here to
granddad.
type my address in? Get Lexi in here to hook my camera back up and shit.
These fandangled through things, can't do nothing. I feel that, dude. I'm that guy now. I'm like, fuck, I can't do shit. My girlfriend's younger, so she'll work all this stuff.
I don't know though, dude. It's not like when fucking it was like Microsoft and you had to actually learn about it. These days, it's just like plug it to get. Oh, it works good. You know, mostly things are just like, oh, fine, go.
Is that
They've kind of figured it out.
YouTube just didn't want to throw it out there. It's really like young chat and old fucker chat, live and top chat. I can't keep up with the words. Top chat. Only the good stuff.
Yeah. I'll let you decide what I read.
Yeah. You guys know the difference on that, right? Like if they're not sub to you, you don't see their comments. So like if they're not in top chat, like if they're not sub to you, you don't see their comments at all really. Like they're just like ghosts. So like if they're sub to you, then you see their comments on top chat or live chat. But if they're not sub to you, you don't see it. So, whoa, stupid dog almost got stepped on. Jesus Christ, he just made me skateboard across my hallway on his back. Holy fuck. That was crazy. Almost broke my back. Fucking, I had to mute this thing to cuss my dog out real quick.
I hope he doesn't mute it. You motherfucker! Sorry, no swearing.
Swear all you want.
Fucking A.
Oh, I know, dude. I'm always telling people.
I know my dog's good for that, laying right in the fucking like main walk path. And then you go to step over her, right? And that's when she's like, "Oh, I'll move," and like gets up to go move. You're like, "Well, fuck, thanks." Like you have one leg over her and shit. Like, thanks.
Oh, you coming? Are you coming down the stairs? I'll come up and meet you. Oh, great. What the fuck are we doing here now then?
Yeah, I swear my dogs are gonna cause the death of me. Like I'm gonna be stuck here by myself on the floor for like 5 days, being like, "Fuck, help me! Like help me! The stupid dogs made me fall." Like yeah, I'm gonna starve because I'm gonna try to eat one of them one day. I'm gonna be like, "Your food now," because I can't get to the refrigerator because you made me break my leg in the hallway.
It's gonna be the other way around. They're gonna eat you.
Yeah, they're gonna eat me.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, it's gonna be a mutiny. It's a mutiny. I already feel this. I already feel it. Like since 2 years ago, I was like, man, there's so many of them. One day I'm gonna get sick and they're gonna eat me. Like it's all it
Eat him
takes.
after midnight. Or
You trip him and I'll.
You make him skateboard down your back in the middle of the hallway, and then we'll eat him 2 weeks later when he's all rotten and smelly pile of meat. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they were thinking.
Right? They're just like free food. He's an asshole. We don't need him around. Like we could fend for ourselves.
I don't know, man. You're probably their like head of the pack, you know? Like they're a pack.
No, the head of the pack's got one eye. He's a one-eyed Jack. That's Coco. He still thinks he's like stronger than me. He like headbutts me on accident because he's got no depth perception. He's like, Duke runs up to give me a kiss and boom, just like as hard as he can. It's like, motherfucker. He knocked me out like 3 times before. I was like, dude. He's so excited and spaz, just like I am. He's just total spaz. Like I spaz out when I get excited. My dog's super spaz.
It's fun teaching my dog all this dumb stuff. We just taught her to go and get her lead. Taught her to get excited when we say walkies.
Oh yeah.
Stupid shit.
That's the stuff, right? That's the shit
But it's
right
just
there.
funny.
When they run in circles.
spend a year stopping her jumping up. Then we teach her walkies to make sure she does jump up. It's fucking stupid, but it's funny. She's so smart now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dogs. I've been watching shit about dogs lately, the little things they do and kind of what they mean and everything. And I actually didn't realize how long my dogs were going to live. Not that it's a bad thing, but I thought they were actually getting up there, a couple of them in age. And because, well, they're all kind of based or stem from a Chihuahua, Angel, the Chihuahua, the original one. And Chihuahuas are said to live fucking 10 to 20 years.
Yeah.
Easy. I couldn't believe that.
Small
And
dog.
considered to be by like brain size to like size of dog, body mass. We're supposed to be one of the more intelligent dogs. I thought was kind of a crazy fact too, but cool things about that little dogs, man. I actually didn't realize how in scale of things my dogs were really small. I've got actually from head to toe, they said the smallest one was like 3.5 inches tall. I think I've got two that may be at best 6. but Ruby Dooby, I'm telling you, if you guys could actually, you guys would laugh at me at my morning routine with like Ruby Dooby. Because she is literally like this tall. And if she wanted to, she could stand in my palm. Ruby can. I mean, she's that small. And most of the day, she is so spoiled too. Most of the day, she is like right here all fucking day. And I am just like a little baby. Just and I think what they said, man, once you own that small breed of dog that, you know, they just may not ever go back to it. I can see
Do
that.
you
There's
have
just
a
something
purse
about
for
that.
the dog, Ego? Do you have like a purse
I am very, if I know, but I'm telling you what, I have
about it?
many times I will put her in my sweatshirt pocket and I'm almost wanting to cut a hole in the middle of my sweatshirt pocket so I can carry her around like kangaroo style and shit.
Send him one, Smiley. Send him one, dude. Come on. Dog purse. Like Paris Hilton one or some shit.
Yeah, like a fake Gucci one.
Yeah. Really bad copy version, like really cheap plasticky leather shit.
I'm honestly half the time I'm like looking around to make sure my kid's up 420. Cheers, what's up, brother? Most of the time when I'm like doing this, and I do this a lot, man, I am like so into the Ruby because she does, man. I'll pick her up like this, and she does this thing where like she'll look at me and then she'll roll her head back, and then she'll like kind of like a little hug, and then lick my chin. Love you. Then fucking I'll pet her. And I like in the middle of it all as I'm like lost in the moment, basically. You know what I mean? The belly rubs, fucking tickles and shit. I'm like, wait a minute. Where's my kids at? This is gonna end up on the internet. I just know this is gonna end up on the internet someday.
Blackmail for later.
Yeah, basically.
That's funny shit. Mine record me. I just whatever. I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not gonna stop them. They're crafty with that shit. So now I just bomb pictures whenever I can. That way I know for some reason I feel like that's some sort of revenge. So
Oh,
I think the childhood pictures are all the only leverage. You know, the ones back when they were like kids.
when their hair was all fucked up and they had braces and shit. I remember you when you were in 5th grade, so leave me the fuck alone.
Photos when you're naked. It's the childhood naked pictures that you can pull out. It's like, hey, remember? I have pictures of you taking the bath. And it's like, as a little boy, that's always the worst one. It's like, oh no. It's like, don't take that out when my girlfriend comes over, like ever. Like,
Cold bath, okay? It's cold.
first thing they do too when you get a girlfriend and you're like a teenage boy, they're like, oh, look at this picture. And it's like, why the hell are you gonna do that for?
Yeah, listen, I'm
Like,
trying to
I was
get
this
everything
big.
going
I was
here.
this big. I was this big. It's like, you have to put that in perspective. It's like, you're embarrassing me. It's like, I'm this big now. It's like, no, fuck. Yeah, it doesn't help. It's like little, like, diddly-diddly. My torch is broken, guys.
Yeah.
I really hate when that happens. Is it broken or just out of? Oh, it is broken.
Drinking.
No, the clicker's broke. I dropped it really hard the other day. I got to take it apart and see what happened.
Clicker broke. I hate that.
Mm-hmm. It only works once in a while.
Electric lighters are the best lighters until they're not.
So,
Yeah. It's good in the bathtub though. I've dropped it in the water like
Hmm.
30 times and been like, oh shit, it still works. It's not like a fucking flint lighter when you're like, man, you gotta blow it out, shake it, blow it out, shake it. No, you just click and it works. Like,
I think
shit.
if the flint lighter gets wet, when you then use it next, if it's still wet, you fill the little sandpapery bit in. And so then it's always shit from then on, even if it dries out, because you kind of filled in the abrasive bit.
Pretty overall durable invention, though. I mean, cold, whatever. The old gal will still light as long as they're. I mean, how many times you pulled one out of like a washer? Just like, let her dry out.
Every time.
They always work once they dry out.
Yeah.
The toilet is the worst place to drop a lighter, but you know it's gonna work later. Like, fuck. Like, I almost want to flush it down, but the problem. High school smoking, that was a problem. Smoking in the bathroom. Somebody would drop the joint in the toilet and it'd be over. It'd be like,
They got detectors now on the kids' bathrooms in the
what
school.
the fuck?
Yeah, they can detect it. It sets alarms off if you're smoking in there and whatever. Even like vaping, because that's why they put them in, was because all the kids were vaping and they want going in the bathroom and vaping, and they wanted to detect that, so they put in what I don't even know what it is. It's some fucking whatever. Kids have gotten in trouble from it already.
So, are open lunches still a thing?
What do you mean? Like,
Free?
I remember back when I was in high school, we still had open lunches. We could
go home.
fucking
Leave
bolt. Yeah, we could bolt at lunchtime. Fucking come back.
For
seniors.
seniors and
That's when
juniors
the
around
smoking
here.
was mainly done.
Yeah, they let the juniors and the seniors leave because they have cars. If you don't come in the parking lot, and like, you don't get to leave through the parking lot. If you came on a bus, you don't get to leave. Like, that's the rules they did when I was in high school. That's over 10 years ago. So
Same here. But I had tech center in the afternoon, so I'd only go like in the morning, and then like lunchtime I got to bust out, and then I didn't have to be to the tech center, which was like in Holland from where we are or whatever. But it was like a good 30-minute ride anyway. So
yeah, we had off-campus classes too, like that, just for all kinds of different shit to learn. You know, all the tech shit, like you said. So we got to do whatever we wanted if we enrolled in those classes. And football players get to do whatever they want. That's true. Football players and wrestlers during lunch, because the food's not adequate for them there at the school. They get to eat wherever they want and do whatever they want. It's all school stuff. It's like they want you to be the best out here, like number one or nothing. Fucking crazy.
definitely got a little lenience from the school patrol officer for the sports that I played. If his name was Randy, his security guard, he was always like trying to catch you, trying to skip in. He was always patrolling the perimeter and shit. You know what I'm saying? And there's many times where he'd caught me trying to skip or bail, try and go smoke one real quick. I used cannabis all through sports. I never thought it like hindered my ability to play football, wrestle, box, any of that shit. You know what I mean? And it was just, I always fell right into, I don't know, all the categories, I guess. Stoners, jocks, just kind of one and the same. But Randy would always give you, hurry up, get back to class. What the fuck are you doing now? Get back. Never once. Once they actually confiscated some bud from me, but still.
Yeah, here, give me that.
In trouble.
Give me that. You get back to class. We'll take care of this. Fuckers. The best weed never makes it to the police station either.
Yeah, exactly. Or they don't make you grind it down or break your pipe when it's too cool. It's like, I'll break that right now. I was like, what the fuck? I thought I was supposed to break it. Like, no, I'll break it. I was like, bullshit. I gotta quit.
Well, luckily, I haven't had them run-ins, so knock on wood to that. At least not in a number of years, man. I did when I was 17. But...
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. When I was a teenager, it was on and popping, but like I haven't been caught since I turned myself in for that whatever for an incident. So I don't know.
Yeah, the only other time I got in trouble was later in life. I was in my late 20s, I guess, and we were at a casino. And we were smoking in the room, didn't put the proper towel under the door and all that shit. And I guess it was smelling down the hallway, and they fucking kicked us out of the hotel and had the police there and shit. Because it was so all the casinos in Michigan are, I don't know if all of them are, but anyway, a lot of them are on reservation. And the cop the whole time was like lecturing me, do you know you're on federal property and all this shit? And I'm like, I don't fucking know, man. Whatever, do your thing. What do you got to do? And he's like, then at the end of it all, they were there the whole time. They were trying to like give us a big lecture and shit and whatever. And like, didn't want to hear it. And then at the end of it, he's like, well, it turns out, if you weren't on federal property, we'd be bringing you to jail right now. But because it's on federal property, you're only going to have this fine and you got to get kicked out of the hotel. And I was like, what? All right, sweet. Like, that's fucking way better than going to jail. I'll tell you that.
I had a friend of mine got in trouble at one of the casinos back in the day, and I was always under the impression that was like the place you didn't want to get in trouble, or at least according to him, because he got caught before cannabis was legal. So this was before 2007 anyway. Got smoking, and man, I remember he had to pay all kinds of fines, all kinds of shit. They impounded his truck. He had to pay them fines. It would have been cheaper if he would have been caught, off the reservation for him. But they just kept continuing and dragged it right out, just basically.
That can get confusing. Because I think even the reservations have their own laws too. I want to say they have their own police and all that too. So it's like, there's a whole weird dimension to all that. This worked out in my favor, that one. But I suppose though, like if they're federal, then like your Michigan medical card wouldn't mean shit to them either, right? Because it's federal rule. And
It's like a Federal Reserve kind of institution thing that they put onto it, but it's their own rules, Indians. So like it's federal law if they want to play by their books. But if they don't, they could like imprison you in their little shit for like a day or something and then just let you go. You know. Like they did that to my
Yeah,
friend a
I'm
lot.
sure they can fuck with you some ways.
Yeah, like he was a drinker and like they just would hold him overnight all the time, even if he wasn't drunk. They'd be like, "You're going overnight just because." They'd be like, "What the fuck? Well, you're on our land and you're fucking around. We could do this to you. You want us to really get you in trouble? Then we'll fucking get you in trouble." It's like, all right, I'll just go in for the night. Like, yeah, he'd always just fucking yeah, they just fuck with him that way. 'Cause pandering at the casino is not cool. Looking for money at the casino, you know, just waiting for some tickets on the floor, waiting for a dollar, waiting for a handout from somebody.
Yeah, it's
So,
14
yeah.
guys.
Oh yeah, cheers. Yeah, the rules are rules, and then fucking laws are laws. So like, you could break rules, you can't break laws, supposedly. Yeah.
That come through or not? Is it too loud?
No, it's perfect.
Perfect. Yeah. It actually talks and listen.
I haven't heard it in ages.
Oh yeah, refreshing. I still hear the original in my head. But,
Man, it'd be nice to get back to the fundamentals and fucking hear that shit in the 20s and all that good shit again. I miss it too.
Just got to do it.
Man, I had
We
to
just-
piss, man. That green tea had me running. I've been drinking green tea the last few nights, man. Green tea energy tea, basically. And extra caffeine to it. It's pretty good, man. Fucking get you running, but man, ooh, tea versus coffee, man. Ooh, that shit gets me going, man. Had to run. Had to run.
I don't do a
Which
tea.
reminds me, I'm glad we don't have asparagus, turps, and fucking cannabis. Which would bring me to my next point. Asparagus, turps are strong.
Yeah.
I can hardly hear you guys because I had to turn the volume down to not blast it out into the mic or whatever. I heard asparagus turps. This time of year is a hard time of year to get shit dried right, in my opinion. Stuff
Get
grows,
shit.
but it don't dry as nice. Yeah, exactly. That bottom number right there, no bueno.
You are crazy. I'll show you in this room right now.
Hold on. I think it's coming to
It's that fireplace heat right there. Super dry.
more cowbell part right here. It's the solo part of it.
That's quite the difference.
Yeah, he's got 31. I got 79. Where am I? 75.
Dude, you could write your name in my skin right now. It's so dry. That's fucking hell. That's
Wow.
terrible. Terrible. It's terribly dry here.
Yeah, I've been running the fires like crazy trying to keep it up, and it's not even above 50 in a lot of them. Yeah, like they run all day long.
Like my dehumidifier, dude. He's keeping this room warm. Like, wow.
You're trying to keep yours down, huh? This time of year, even?
Always. In this room right now is 75% humidity.
That's crazy.
But you got it all sealed up too, pretty good, right?
Yeah, yeah. But in the house, I've just bought another dehumidifier for my home, and that's running all day in my daughter's room because it's a 130-year-old house, and like you just got to, because otherwise it's too damp. But all year, really, yeah. I think our average humidity throughout the year is like 80%.
Yeah, ours is pretty high here in Michigan too. But this time of year with the cold, when the furnace kicks on, it's whatever humidity you had coming in when you heat that air up, that humidity drops. It's the same.
When it snows, that will happen. The humidity will drop. But unless that happens, even when it's frosty, it's so wet. Like, like we'll just have fog everywhere, basically, when it's that kind of time. And then that's still very fucking humid. Or low cloud or whatever. Yeah, it just is a constant, really.
Yeah, if I wasn't running them, mine would be like 28. Not even thinking about it too, like 25%. Just having the furnace running.
So yeah, man, even just drying your furniture out and shit at that point.
Humidity is not even a thing up here for me. Even during the summer months, because I'm surrounded by so much fucking sand. Water just doesn't hang out around me, man. The only time I might get a really terrible humidity spike, a rain, an immediate sun. You know what I mean? It goes from a rain to fucking 80-degree, just crazy no cloud sun. I might get some humidity that day, but it's only gonna last for a few hours, just long enough for that water to, drip through the sand there. But, yeah, for the most part, it's 50 and under. It's usually averages right around 37 to 40 around here.
Yeah, I'd be having to boost that. Fucking hell. I think it's probably cheaper to add humidity than to take it away, though. Although it's easier to take it away, probably.
So you got that lake right by you too, Eagle. But I guess I'm a little closer to the Lake Michigan. That's not very far from us. We get the lake effect snow and all that shit. But yeah, man.
What's up, Flower?
It's on mute.
You're
too.
muted.
Yeah.
Sorry. Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year, brother.
New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We survived another fucking month.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. I'm glad to put that one in the can.
Fucking gone. Thank fuck. Cheers.
Cheers. Don't be like that, you lot.
Man, it's been an
Anyway,
odd
you
couple
But yeah.
years. It's been an odd last 2 years, for sure, to say the least. So,
Yeah. Lots of lessons to teach your children, man. Weird lessons to tell them shit. This ain't normal.
To answer your questions, Smiley, I am close to the lakes. I'm real close to a few lakes, a river. But I think that because of the amount of trees, that it kind of holds the humidity in around the lake area. It's not so much where I'm at, you know what I mean? I think it's kind of contained from pond to pond, if you will, by the trees, that humidity.
yeah, it might be.
Yeah, I did think the same, but it was queer what you said about sand. I didn't envisage that. If you live in the woods, how come it's sandy? You talk about sandstone.
Oh man, northern Michigan has tons of sand dunes, sand
Right.
up here. Yeah.
Cool.
Eskers.
There's a real
I've
famous
always
part that's the Silver Lake area, which is really famous for its sand dunes, and it's people from all over come to drive on them. But the those sand dunes were actually created after the fire in Chicago. This is a story I heard on it. They harvested the lumber to rebuild Chicago in like whatever 1900, whatever it was. There was a huge
And left
fire.
a desert.
Yeah, in Chicago, it burnt like the whole city or whatever. They had to rebuild everything, and they harvested all that lumber, and that's what made the dunes where they're like, because it's all sand underneath it, and they pulled the trees out. So
There's nothing to hold the soil together.
Oh,
All
to
the biology,
replace
all
the
all the
city.
biology left.
To rebuild, I get it. Yeah. Damn, that's a lot of wood.
I wonder if that's a true story. That's crazy.
It sounds plausible, dude. Because that's when they undercut something and it strips all the fucking what holds the earth together, you know? It just falls right apart. Like all the mountains over here crumble because they take all the trees. So everything just crumbles down, falls apart. Turns to dirt.
yeah, the dunes move, and it's odd. There's actually trees that you'll see in the dunes that look like they're maybe 6 to 8 foot tall or something. You think, oh, hey, something's sprouting there, but yeah, they're actually like probably 40 foot tall. They're just buried underneath the sand.
It's a
Like
stick to the trees.
yeah, they
Yeah.
grew, and then a dune blew into them, and they like because they move around. There's houses that have been swallowed by them and stuff too. Like there's people that have to pay to remove the sand from fucking the back porch so it don't just keep coming and eat their house or whatever. But
Yeah.
it's fucked up, ain't it?
Yeah,
That's a
I've
history.
seen
That's
that.
a lot
I've
of
seen that in
history.
France. It's crazy.
Well, that'd be the definition of like building your house and sifting sand, right? Like I don't know.
Yeah. And then we find other cities under us without realizing we're building on top of another city because they did the same shit. They just built on top of shifting sand. So every time it shifts, it crumbles, and then we rebuild. Same shit.
Jokingly said that I gave myself away up here, Green 13, because when I moved into this house, it had looked like fucking somebody had dropped this house right in the middle of a fucking beach almost. It had that really spotty forest grass where it's a little bit here, a little bit there, but fucking sand all the way around it. I actually have there's a hill off to the side, and I actually have a picture of it when I moved in, like looking down on the house, and it is sand all the way around it. And
Crazy.
since I've moved in, and years of flipping the cocoa and shit outdoors and shit, and the dirt, that's always been the routine. Harvest, find that part of the yard where nobody can necessarily drive by and see, and that's where it all started. Chuck them pots out. I've always got a big bag of grass seed. So let's go out there, empty them pots, stomp them down, rake them out, throw fucking quick grass seed on there. So I've got grass in like 3, 4, 7 days already sprouting. That's been the routine. And I have probably a good acre and a half that's cleared around the house that was almost beach when I moved in. Now I
Crazy.
have grass. And I'm like, I think that is my telltale, because everybody around me has got that forest lawn, and mine's kind of a little bit grassy because I've been throwing seed and stomping out pots for 5 years up here and shit every month. I've started a lawn.
Just gives you something to grab onto, man.
Yeah, China did that to their they had a whole a whole dune desert, and they turned it into a forest in less than 5 years. A complete forest. Like you can't see one grain of sand. It's all green. Oh shit, I stepped on my dog's head. Sorry, Toto.
So what's going on with meaulflower, man? You pop anything new for the year or what?
Well, getting around to I had a seed problem, so trying to just go in and find my little fucking bollocks that's fucking dropping nanners. So I think I have eliminated, but you know that feeling where you just go, I really just want to start again. You know, when you kind of, you know, I can afford to do it as well. I've got that many seeds that I just want. Okay. So I'm thinking about not culling everything that I have, but eliminating things that, yeah. Just that thing of lackadaisy and letting the fucking, not keeping, you know, like searching and being rigorous and every leaf turning it and yeah, keep turning that pot for fucking a couple of weeks. Yeah. You got to be vigilant. And that's what happened to me on having to fucking pull out seeds out of weed that shouldn't have seeds in it. So, yeah, that's my little problem at the moment. So I'm just, yeah, I've got some double D's from Stu Moo. So they're coming on. So that's new. That's the Ken dog that he got there a couple of months ago back. So I've got that coming through. I've got them the sour D's that I done, them back roasted sour diesel. So yeah, or they're all back roasted at it's the Afgoo, I think it is. It's the Hell's OG Fire and the Hell's OG, yeah. There's two different ones that it's going back to. So yeah, I've got that. And I'm jumping into a load of new trichome. I think.
Yeah, the trichome jungle.
Yeah, I'm kind of just, yeah, that's where I'm kind of heading for. New flavors, new year, everything, change it up, switch it up. You
I
know?
like it, man. That's cool.
Yeah, like I have a new grow room as well, so it's like I can do, yeah. I'm in a far better position than I was this time last year, so. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
And I have a little build as well on, so I'm going to start building in the next couple of weeks. Just crazy trying to get materials.
Really?
Materials are very short to get, like, you know, you kind of have to wait. Like, I have to wait a month. You know, where you'd usually be able to go to the hardware shop and just buy this stuff. It's there. Yeah. It should be in the hardware shop, but you got to wait. There's a shipment ain't coming in until February such and such a date. And it won't be in until that date.
No pressures.
So it's like, yeah, everything has kind of gone a little bit differently than what we used to be able to just go and buy.
Right, yeah.
For what you need it. And now it's like, oh, you got to wait for wood. I'm going to need, okay. Just little things like that that's kind of snagging you back that you kind of go, I never had these problems before.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as grow room, I think I'm flip it up, just change it and go again. And yeah, I'm going to have new flavors, and that's the benefit of it. It's not good like I'm going to find shit. I'm going to find diamonds. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh.
I'm preferably going to search for mainly hash plants. Yeah, just for making hash.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you look for in a hash plant? Like what are you looking for there?
Go look for that kind of that old school hash that we used to get, you know, like that's.
So
I find a lot of the modern ones are a bit greasy, too greasy.
Okay.
When you're using a lot of terps in water and things like that, and you're not getting it back into the hash. As such, it's hard to get back in. So, you know, there's lots of different cultivars out there like that. The sour D that dropped back in the day. She left in the trays, in the turkey trays after you trim down sour D back in the day. You could finger hash there for days, like, you know what I mean? It was just like it just came off the plant, you know. And that's what I'm kind of going back to the, you know, back to the cushions and things like that just drop. Yeah, that's old school. you know,
Right.
but it's old school coming through in new school. That's all it is. It's just coming to the forefront. I think, you know, it's always been there. The flavors that are just coming out today have always been there. It's just they never got to the forefront because you didn't have 100, 200 different phenols to run through, 500, do 1,000 seed drop, you know, and have the facilities to do that, have it outside and to go picking, you know. And that's where all the runts and where your skittles and all that came out, because people were able to do 1,000 and 5,000, you know what I mean, and eliminate a load and find the gems. So, yeah. Trichome has got lots of new stuff that I'm kind of going, oh, I kind of lost out in the last year or 2 years of not being able to grow them because I had other ones. So, yeah, in that department, it's all new. That's my little rant.
I like it. Oh, that's cool, man.
Kind of looking forward to throwing down this Macmillan just because it came from the other side. You know what I mean? The other side of the globe. This is, you know what I mean? That's one thing. This in particular one has appeal for me is it was produced abroad there, so it's a little bit of appeal bringing something from over there into my garden. So I'm kind of that, and it's got the watermelon in there.
That sounds interesting. The watermelon, melon flavors.
Yeah, I've got that electric watermelon from Jinx Fruit. It's a Robo as well. There's another one that I'd love to drop. It's like us all, we've got a box of seeds there that we've, you know, probably had for the last 5 or 6 years, and it's like it's just building up every year. It's like there's more and more. You need to, you know, as I say, I probably don't need to go and buy any seeds. I probably just need to just open up the box and go, it's time to grow these, you know, before they lose their shelf life or whatever in that department, you know. So I don't really, I'm lucky in that department that I have lots to look at, you know.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah. It's a good problem.
Excuse me. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm feeling your pain, meaulflower on the seed thing. Going through a little bit of the same myself, picking out some unwanted seeds out of my flower, so I can feel your pain there. But in the same aspect, I gotta say, for the most part, you know, the seeded flower wasn't bad. You know what I mean? It's not terrible. You know what I mean? It's frosty as fuck. It's a little bit different of a buzz. I've noticed because we talked about that a bunch over the last year. Is it a different buzz? Does a seeded plant produce different chemicals that produce different, you know, effects? I can see
I
some different effects in this
find it
strain that
stronger.
has been seeded. More couch lock, I think. It's more sedative.
Yeah, it's the resin glands they've definitely got it because, you know, well, if your seed is fully developed, you know what I mean, in your bud, it's been there since, you know, it's been there since 3 weeks in or so, you know, 3, 4 weeks. That's when you've got it, you know, because it's, you know, mine are lovely tiger striped. Yeah. Like everyone keeps saying to me, so can I grow these? And I'm going, at your own peril. You know, it's like, no, I wouldn't advise it, you know. Some people look at it that they've got free seed, and other people look at it, it's like, I'm down weight in weed. I want the weed back for this, you know.
I was just gonna say it might not be like less stony, but definitely getting less usable material for.
Yeah,
Well,
it's like, okay, so you're losing all your bricks, the
Oh.
buildup of your bud structure. So like you've lost 60% of your garden to it.
well, that weight goes into the seed, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, and the buildup of your bud doesn't expand the way it normally would. It have bricks in it with which has like your shell of your seeds or other parts that have energy spots have gone into that. You know, it makes it taste a little bit differently, I find, just a little bit. It definitely doesn't have as much terpene profile as what you'd normally. Yeah.
Very light flavor.
It's just the
It
plant has gone
definitely-
into producing, it's switched its genes into producing babies, and like we've all been with that girl that she's got pregnant and she goes into that mood and it's like, yeah.
Well, this in
Hormonally
particular, I
gone,
would say in particular lady got seeded probably around 4. You know what I mean? It wasn't as early. I did get seeds out of it, and I would say they're viable seeds out of it. But I would think that's just because of the way I kind of grow. I like to let things naturally ripen out, let all the hairs turn on the plant and everything. I'm not necessarily harvesting green pistils and shit like that. So the seeds are viable, but there's not a lot of them. You know what I mean? There was time for the buds to make actual buds. There is a couple seeds, in the larger buds here and there. I'm actually, we were talking about seeds earlier because I'm going to go ahead and start mine. I've been thinking about it all night, Smiley, as far as when I wanted to introduce the male on this project from the get, or from give her 2 to 3 weeks and then throw the male in there, see if I could get more seed. But the more I've been thinking about it all night long, I've been thinking, well, I might be better off, especially with my situation, to go same time. I might get less seed, but I think I'll have a better chance of what I get finishing properly. You know what I mean? Because we were talking about time being a possible factor here. If I waited, the 2-3 weeks and then threw in the male, I could probably get more seeds, but I'd be wasting more time and ripening them out. You know what I mean? So I think I'm going to go quicker, less, you know what I mean? Throw them in at the same time, risk, amount of seed, but maybe guaranteed more qualities.
What is it, like 50
Thoughts?
days or some shit after they pollinate? Is it like minimum for the seed development? 50-55 days, something like that. So I don't know, man. I wouldn't wait much more than 10 days after the girls. I mean, I think that's probably your higher end of that, and maybe like 5 days.
Some always said 2 to 3. That's what he always told me, but he was, maybe larger room and a guaranteed wanting going for quantity of seed, I'm guessing, seeing how that was the business.
Yeah, I could see where he'd go at 3 weeks where the development of the bud is all out and it's like it's ready there for, it's standing there ready. Impregnate me. It's screaming at you.
Out there, yeah.
There's something to be said though too about like number of sites that got pollinated. So like how much seed is the flower bearing, and how much seed can that plant actually develop. So like at a certain point, yeah, you can pollinate the fuck out of it and you got a bunch of seed there, but is it able to develop all that seed into a mature? So I think, I don't know, just my thoughts on it. I'm not experienced a ton on it at all, but I'm going to try to put them in there almost similar time, just because I'd prefer to have a lot more mature seed and better developed seed, even if there's less sites that got pollinated, you know what I mean?
So I guess this is the way I'm reading into this, because I know that you wanted as much seed as you could produce. So versus introducing your male later in flower to get as many seeds as you can, you're going to probably put a bigger plant out there, more available sites, and then same time try to get a more quality seed. Is that what you're saying? Just a bigger plants for more seed versus the time difference where I'm, talking about getting more seeds because there's more pistils available, but it's a time factor versus, again, just more available, a bigger plant, more able to catch and produce seed.
Sure.
I'm gonna duck out, dudes.
Yeah, me too.
Beat.
You beat me.
It's after 4:44 as well. Peace and love, dudes. Have a great day.
Have a good one.
Eagle, sorry
Yeah.
about that shit, man. That shit is bollocks. Hopefully that, doesn't happen anymore. That's ridiculous. We deeply appreciate, what you do here. So when it happens, that's a treat rather than it being something that's demanded of, Anyway, love.
Love you, brother.
Have a good one,
day.
Dream.
Right, some random name with no videos, no nothing. Really has an opinion that means nothing. So anyway, man. Hope you have a good one, brother.
You too. Much respect for the two gentlemen. Yeah, probably a good point to give her cut it loose. I went a little bit late yesterday. I do got some garden work to do. I did come on more or less as fuel. I'll give it credit. The if anything, as I replied back in the comment, it was fuel. I should take it and appreciate it for what it was, what it is. I do I'd miss doing this every night. And it is what it is. I'm gonna try to make it more consistent. This is where the heart lies. Meaulflower. Appreciate you popping in, man. It was nice to see you. I hope your New Year's was fun. Uneventful. You know what I mean? Eventful, but uneventful.
It's always eventful. Having lots of kids makes it eventful.
How many kids do you got?
I've got 6 and 8 grandchildren.
Nice.
Yeah, they literally caught me the last morning I was on. Caught me with trim tray, everything, me rigs, everything on the table. They have the key to come in with, so they've got the grandkids get a key. So yeah, they arrived in on top of me. It was like they were a bit shocked as well. Catch me. But yeah, what
At
can you
one
do?
point, I dreaded the thought of a grandkid because we kind of talked about age earlier, 15 being a milestone or whatever. But I've been more ready. I've actually said it. I wouldn't mind a grandkid. You know what I mean? I've got 3 daughters. At some point, they're gonna come. I've been pretty lucky.
They're coming.
Jealous, nonetheless, my
Yeah, wait.
friend.
As soon as one goes, wait until they go. And it's probably like, it probably starts at not the eldest one that goes, probably the youngest one will have a baby first. And then it's, it goes, I'm having one, it's like, they wanted it. They get broody and you know what. Yeah, you've got lots of them coming down the road. You've got 2 knees. Your wrestling days ain't over yet. I'm afraid you'll be wrestling.
No. I hope so. I'm hoping for that grandson at some point. So
yeah, that's it. Yeah. I've been blessed. That's all I can say. I've been blessed. So I'm very happy in that department. Yeah. I'm sure I'm going to get a few more as well. So yeah. That's it. Life just constant. The cycle goes on and on and on. Yeah.
those days. I'm glad you're getting the chance to enjoy them, getting to know them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of missing out on my little ones that live in England. So but there's nothing stopping me from going over. So it's like, yeah. It's just an invisible wall that, as in, it's up to me to get up off my arse and just get there, So
But
yeah,
hopefully
in that department,
that
yeah,
happens.
there's ways and means around everything. So yeah, we've
There
just
was a
got to live
subject I
within
wanted
our. I can see this ending this year, hopefully. You know, it's got no foundations. So anything that's got no foundations ain't standing. You know, people don't stand for it. So hopefully we can move on, and we, you know what I mean, we can all, you know, we just need to get on.
Yeah, I think it's time. I think you're right. I think it's just
I mean,
evolution. It's time for the next phase.
people, you know, anybody that had any savings or anything has practically spent their savings at this stage, you know, 2 years in, you know, well, what they could, you know, what they could afford to spend. You know, lots of people are struggling because they, you know, you can't run a business that's able to open up back up for 3 or 4 weeks and then close back down, you know, over a period of maybe opening for 8 weeks over a period of 2 years. You can't get people back employed and then put them for 4 or 5 weeks and then tell them, sorry, I ain't got work for you. You know, and that's, you won't get people to come back and to be reapplied, you know. You know, people move on and then you lose your best people and then you're trying to, you know, and they're gone, you know, so people are struggling to find people to get back into their sector, you know, it's,
For sure.
yeah.
Man, well, especially like in my trades, man, I was lucky enough to kind of slip out or phase things off to like a pick and choose type situation. I've been that blessed, you know, where I can take work where I like to do. It isn't so demanding on me physically. You know what I'm saying? But if I were to not have been that lucky to make that switch 10, 15 years ago legally, you know what I mean? Being a legal caregiver was like the blessing. You know what I mean? I still am very grateful for that, for being able to take my woodworking skills that I love so much from being the mainstay way of living to phase over to being more of a caregiver, to where I didn't make as much where it's again a labor of love, doing what you love. Are you happy with, you know, I'm happy with less doing what I love versus doing things I'm not so crazy about and hating, but yet making more money. When when does that come in play? When I'm too sore to fucking move or enjoy the money? You know what I mean? Fuck all that shit. I was lucky enough to phase that out. I'm fucking blessed.
I think
I'm
20
grateful
and
for
30
that.
years in the building trade is enough, you know. I think your
Well,
body,
this is what I'm getting at, brother.
your body's wear and
Is
tear.
if I would, everybody else isn't that lucky or hasn't, you know what I mean? There is still motherfuckers like me that never were able to make that transition. You know what I'm saying? And this is, I've always said, even all through this, and my point being now, and I knew this then and I know this now. If I were to fucking been having to continue at that rate, your choices are like two, two, stay working and fucking moving and be mobile, or slow down and die. Basically, you know what I mean? You
That's
fucking do
not an option.
construction, framing, roofing for fucking 30, 40 years and you quit, your body fucking locks up, man. It just back seizes up. So there's a lot of people like we're talking about, man. This shit came on, pandemic hit, work slowed down, fucking bodies locked up, and they were like, fucking, I'm talking to these people all the time. I can't go back to that shit. You know what I mean? My body fucking gave out. I gotta find something else to do. Work wasn't there, you know what I mean? They'd lost that rhythm, and now physically just can't do it because of the fucking break, the COVID. Wasn't the, you know, the actual COVID or whatever. It was the downtime that really did a lot of folks in when it came to manual labor, is what I see anyway.
Yeah, it's it has a huge ripple effect on that. Yeah. Yeah. There doesn't seem to be the new workforce out there either, as in the trades people. There doesn't seem to be coming through. You know, like I would have known, like, you know, you would have, like our generation, you would have had like 5, 10 guys that were electricians, chippies, block layers. You know, like you could always find, you know, your buddies were, you know, you grew up with. Most of them have excommunicated out of this country and gone elsewhere, and the other ones are, you know, they struggle to find people to work these days. You know, they tell me, please come back, Dave, come back. You know, it's like, what do you want? You know, it's the same as you. In the last 6, 7 months, I keep turning down jobs. You know what I mean? I'll go and I'll work for somebody, and it's like, you know, it's like you. I hate putting a price on myself these days, you know, because I think, am I going to put myself up on the roof again? Am I going to put myself in all these dodgy situations where I can, you know, life-threatening sometimes? They can be. So yeah, you got to judge all these things. Am I, you know, I'm not the young guy that used to be 10, 15 years ago or whatever, you know, as agile, you know. So yeah, I see it out there. So even if I was to go back out and start doing the trades myself, trying to find the workers myself, you know, you're going to have to go back and get young kids that have never done anything before in a building site. It's like you spend half the day telling them the safety side of things, because we didn't have really that much safety sides apart from the practical things. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't chop your hand off, you know?
Yeah.
You know? So
Steel toe boots. No, that's it.
things have, you know, the health and safety side of everything in these days is like, it's needed, because we've all seen them accidents on building sites, and we've seen our friends not go home after, you know, when they should be going home to their wives and families, and they gone home in a box. So, you know.
At some point, I gotta question some of that shit. Yeah, it's needed, but there's been a lot of times where I've wore safety gear where I felt it's inhibited my work ability more than I felt it was fucking doing me any good. Jumping
Yeah, like
around,
you have your
you
safety
know.
harness. Your safety harness. I mean, like, you know, you've only got like a minute and a half before you lose circulations on your fucking legs, like, you know. So it's all tightening up. It's not like it's gonna. It's like it's just going to catch you and fucking, you know.
Buy you a few seconds.
Yeah, that's
A
all it
lot
is.
of
And
times
then it's up to the
you've
person
still
who
done
knows
the
what they're doing to
damage.
release you.
Yeah.
You know, that they know what they're doing. You know, there's. So yeah, building sites are. Yeah, I don't want to go back. Thank you. I don't mind doing my own self builds and doing stuff like that. And it's great. I have all the knowledge to do all that shit. And I just get an electrician in to do the electrical work, you know what I mean, to make sure that that's done, and get a plumber in to do the plumbing, you know what I mean? But most of the other stuff is, you know. Yeah.
I go back full time to that type of thing. I want to stick to what I tended to face off to do at this age anyway. Is just basically trim. You know what I mean? I was a good trim carpenter at back in the day when I fucking faded off. I ain't no way I'm going back to frame and
I
shit.
do final fix like.
Fuck, I was doing mudding the other day, and remember a couple weeks ago I fucked this arm up when I fell. What, about a month ago now? And I had a fucking thing of mud in my hand. Fucking, I was like, it was killing me. I was like, oh, I so gotta fucking do something else, man. I gotta fucking get back to trimming or whatever, man. Fuck this mud. It was like, yeah. Again, right back to where I was talking about where I was blessed to be 15 years ago, fading that shit right out. But
Yeah, like it's.
I love it though. I mean, you get back, I strap them bags on, especially trim. the beauty part of it all, man. I love trim. That fucking something about that. Something that I still love. But there's a sickness about me that
Perfection.
loves. Well, guaranteed perfection. Eagle eye. That's kind of hit it by. That's well, eagle eye. That mark on is part of the name. You know what I mean? It's where that a lot of that comes from. But I have a sickness that fresh blood. You've done carpentry, I'm sure. How good does that fucking cut? That first fresh blade, right through some oak or something, just like butter. It's a thing of beauty. Same thing with a fresh router bit. You know what I mean? Oh, it's like butter. You just whatever you want, man.
The tool is doing the
I love
job.
that.
Yeah.
In my later years, because I've done construction and carpentry, I fell in love with the finer end of carpentry right from the get. Man, I spent hours watching, just like I did cannabis. The same thing I did with cannabis. Man, as soon as I could get some information on it, I sucked it up. Back then, it was hours of this old house, woodworks, shit like that, how to build fucking curio cabinets, entertainment centers, tables, shit like that, joinery. You know what I mean? And I went through all the phases of the fine ends of every type of fastenry I could come up with. You know what I mean? Tongue and groove, fucking finger joints, fucking dovetails, all that good shit. Machining it, I had machines that would do all that, routers, shit like that. But when I came down to the end of, when I was phasing out being in my wood shop all the time to being the wood shop getting smaller and smaller, the grow taking over more and more of the wood shop. I was actually going back in time to where I didn't even like to work with the fucking machines anymore. I like to fucking get out the chisels and the mallets and the fucking the planes, shit like that, man. The card scrapers instead of sanding. Man, there's something, just a beauty of that high spot instead of getting out a sander, creating a mess, getting out that card scraper, just peeling it back, just a nice furl. You know what I mean? Just a couple of scrapes, just shh. Then you can. There's just that moment of where you pull that card back, you run your hand over it, and it's like you've become one with the finished part of that piece. You know what I mean? You touch every part of it with your hand, with you know what I mean? There's nothing more sensitive than the tips of your fingers. You know what I mean? Versus sandpaper, you can feel something thousand grit, better 3,000 grit. You can still feel it with your fingertip. You know what I mean? Last spot. There's just something about that moment that is just beautiful with woodworking, right? Like I said, I tried to get away from all the machinery when the last part of it. I still got fucking card scrapers. I started collecting planers or planes, hand planes. Oh man, I have got some beautiful hand planes from the early 1900s. Fucking specialty planes. Oh man, that again, just a magical moment. Those irons from fucking 50 years old. You know what I mean? Still cutting just as beautifully as fucking the day they were crafted. You know what I mean? There's just something about that. Oh man, hand working with hand tools and woodworking that is magical. I wish the generations would lose. I think we lost a lot of craftsmanship with the magical fucking electrical tools versus the stuff. And that was one of the other reasons why I got out of fucking phasing out of construction was nobody wanted to put the money and the detail into it. I got lucky with working with a nice set of a family that went with a lot of money that cared about restoring older homes. They like nice stuff. I could stack trim, you know what I mean? Detailed, loved it. But then I started working with older homes, restoring 1800 houses and shit like that, fucking bloom framing, log floors, but yet had these fucking beautiful 12-inch bases and all this fine fucking detailed around the fireplaces and trim work and around the door. I love the grand entryway or old staircase and seeing all that detail. They didn't have none of that fucking machinery or electric tools that we use now. As we got that shit, we got more and more lazy with our skills and craftsmanship. Thus, fast forward to me, fucking nobody wanted the fucking 12-inch base. They didn't want the grand entry around the fucking, you know what I mean? The beautiful staircase that wraps around with the decorations under each fucking step. Nobody wanted to pay for that. They wanted fucking stock, Home Depot trim, bam, you could fucking do it in your sleep. You can cut windows, fucking 50 of them all at once, basically.
MDF
Take
everywhere.
you the fucking pack up. Yeah, it was disheartening. It was disheartening. The craftsmanship that I fell in love with, nobody wanted it. You know what I mean? Nobody wanted to fucking pay for that shit. The work I wanted to do, the kitchens I wanted to do were fucking 100 grand, 200 grand, fucking nobody had the money. Nobody had the money or the want to do it. It was like, well, that's when I started trying to find pieces myself and limit them. That's the thing. My big thing is the pieces that I designed and built are all limited. 28. I cut them off at 28. I bet you 28 of them. That's all you're gonna get. Limited. Again, I said that earlier. Limited. I love that limited. Makes value to it. I don't know. Crazy. I don't know. I'm brand
Yeah.
at this point, guys.
And you'd
I
be
see a
perfect
lot of
out here
people
for
these
million
days,
dollar
they want to
houses.
buy recycled, you know what I mean? Go and buy an
Yeah.
old house, buy all the timbers out of it, buy, you know what I mean? And put it back into their house. So
All the country clubs around here, though, they would be begging you to come around because they build billion-dollar houses and shit out here, like on the country clubs, and they like do all that woodwork and shit, and like all that stuff you're talking about, all that mold, all the moldings, like on the outside of the house, like yeah, that's just like alive. But like
I'll give it
only like
today's. Sorry,
it's only
Robert.
like in
Go ahead,
country,
bro.
it's only in
I
country
cut you off.
clubs, only in country clubs out here where you see the stuff that you're talking about, like that workmanship and craftsmanship. Otherwise, we don't see that every day. Like that's just like only back east or where you guys are. Like we got all square, fucking regular, fucking basic ass buildings because everything good is fucking like you said costs so much. It's all been torn down or
What?
fucking rebuilt.
I think the skill today comes into it isn't the craftsmanship that we're talking about that was like yesteryear. I think the skill level today is kind of what we're talking about. If you ever taken one of these, I fucking MDF fucking door frames, a pre-hung MDF door frame, and fucking that's where the skill level is trying to make that pre-hung door with that MDF that does this. You're trying to
it has a little wave
give
in
it
it.
straight. So
Yeah, it's got the
yeah,
fucking
these days
You got
I've
to pin it
actually
as you
had
go
to
up
take
along to get
trim.
it in.
There you go. No, that's what I'm saying. Straighten it out with your trim, pulling it back and forth. That's where
No,
the
fuck
skill
that shit.
levels at today is fucking making the material actually look like something.
and making it work, making the shitty material work the way that it should already be. It's like that should fucking fit flush and square, but it doesn't because it's fucking bullshit. Fucking that's America for you, and I guess the rest of the world too. You know?
That's everywhere. MDF
Yeah,
is
that's what
everywhere.
I'm saying. That's the rest of the world too. So it's like it's not just America, but it's a worldwide problem that people don't see. We're taking craftsmen and turning fucking their work into bullshit. We're tearing it down to turn beautiful buildings into square boxes. Like what the fuck?
It's the other thing too is if you're lucky enough to actually, as a contractor, be able to work with actual wood, you know what I mean? Not in, and, you know, not even like a finger jointed bullshit laminated. That's your second anymore. I'm hopeful for a finger jointed jam, you know, versus the MDF and shit, man. I'm like, oh, this ain't so bad, you know what I mean? But if you're lucky enough to actually get a real board, real wood, it's fucking been produced with steroids and everything else. So the growth, it's been pushed its whole life. The growth rings are fucking huge on it. You don't get that natural growth wood anymore where you can fucking leave it laying around. It's going to be flat. You know what I mean? Anymore, you practically have to get it, nail it up, glue it together, fucking cut it into pieces.
Like
Do what you
this.
got to do to keep it from twisting. You know what I mean? It's not the same. It's just not the same. It's
All that
all right,
MDF
guys.
just destroyed carpentry as far as I'm concerned. You know, because anybody could go in there with a chop saw and, you know what I mean, put a belt on and, you know, it was just joints. And then you seen their joints, as you say, you know, there wasn't a fresh blade ever used on any of it. You know, it's just thrown up and it warps anyways. You come back and you look at all the you go and you look at all the new places and you kind of go, the finish work is deplorable. You know what I mean? But it ain't meant to last either. You know, in that sense. You know, lots of people only live in a house. They're only going to be in there for a couple of years. They're moving on. You know, they've already bought that house with the intention of just doing it up, getting it to a certain thing and spec and selling and getting to the next stage of their development. You know. You know, and they're
I've
not,
talked
they
to
don't care. Like they'll rip out the old stuff. You know what I mean? Come in and have no appreciation for it. Like the house that I live in, when I lift the floorboards, like I'm pitch pine. Like all my joisting is all pitch pine. You know, so some of the houses are built, you know, solid. You know, so yeah, there's better timber in the
it just
actual
gets
flooring and
harder in
all that.
time.
Yeah. I've got all the, I've still kept all the original stuff that when I moved into this house 20 years ago. Yeah, I seen the picture and like she wanted to get rid of it all and wanted all the new fucking MDF in, and I went, no, you know, I'll take the doors down and strip them down. I dipped them, got them back to their, they're beautiful. Yeah. I'd rather look at timber than I don't like
So,
painted timber.
couple of funny things about what you're saying there, meaulflower. First, I guess I'll start with the first. I've always been, you know, even through school, fascinated with, you know, woodworking somewhat. You know what I mean? It didn't come into necessarily a career till later in life, but I always kind of seen the value in wood, old growth wood, shit like that. Uh, up until I'd done carpentry, whatnot, but not to a serious level up until this point. I was living next door to this old house that was being restored. A friend of mine had sold it. The family that I was talking about earlier had bought the house and was restoring it. But I was living next door in the similar old house, early 1900s, beautiful. So
I can see where this is going.
I'm living in the upper level and I'm watching them like pull things out and I'm like eyeballing the dumpster
That's what I
nightly. I'm like from my little nest, I'm like, ooh, look at that. They would so they'd see my footprints fucking going over there, fucking pulling shit out of the dumpster and then back to the house there. So they knew I was pilfering through the dumpster nightly. And eventually, the guy that was running the job watched me. I was doing Formica at that time, carpet or countertops, Corian. I was just dipping my feet with Corian, and but I was home every day, like 1 o'clock. That's all I had to do was countertop a day or whatever. That's basically all he had lined up for me. So I'd go in fucking 6 o'clock in the morning, cut my countertop out, go install it, fucking be done 1 o'clock. Nice. It was nice living, by the way. It's good money in Florida. But he was like, this is my what I hear after the fact. He tells the people, man, what's that fucker do, man? He's done every day by fucking 1 o'clock and shit. Go knock on that motherfucker's day. It's still early. You know what I mean? He got time to work. We'll see if he wants to work. So I get a knock on the door. Yeah, Jim, the boss next door wants to know if you're interested in working. If you are, come on over. I'm always open to opportunities. So I went over there and he's like, hey, man, we see your prints over there pilfering through the dumpster every day. And I actually kind of thought I was in trouble. You know what I mean? It's in the dumpster. You know what I mean? Kind of attitude. He's like, no. He'd be kind of quiet. No, it's in the dumpster. You want to take that shit? Take that shit. He's like, no, man. I just, obviously you have some interest in woodworking or you got carpentry skills. I want to know what you do. You got time in the afternoon. I wanted to know if you wanted to work or whatever. I'm like, yeah, sure. So I ended up working with him, and he ended up being a mentor to me as far as like the finer ends of construction, taking me to the next level from just basically framing and whatever to but taking me to the nicer ends. And that was a blessing too, because the basically around in Michigan, that was the Mott family. They started Mott College. And, good bit of money. They actually have a large amount of trust money that goes into just old school restoration from that, but unlimited budget. Like that house that I'm referring to that I got hired into, they took it to the studs in and out and restored that house from fucking 1890. It looked like when we were done with it, it looked like it was built the day it was built in 1890. We had to fight the fucking historical society tooth and fucking nail. They wanted us to fucking uh they wanted us to fucking half-ass everything, like the rotted spots in the fucking cedar siding. They wanted to like bondo that up, just bondo that up and paint it. We're
All
like,
original
no.
lumber. They want,
Yeah,
right.
we took
Yeah,
it right
they want
down.
cut
We
it all
fucking had
down.
all the cedar siding reproduced. You know what I mean? All the cornices that fucking held up the overhang. We reproduced everything. All the 5/4 window trim, all the fucking wood windows, all reproduced. They wanted us to go through there and bondoed everything up. We went through there, unlimited budget, took it right down to the studs outside, put everything right back just the way it was, same fucking design. You know what I mean? It looked like it did before we started, but it was brand fucking new on the outside. Inside was a little bit different story. All right, we didn't have to necessarily have to keep as much stuff historical, but we did. But the upstairs in particular was going to be the Mott family historical offices, and they spared no expense on that upstairs. First, it was gutted, plaster out and everything, flooring, all the original stuff tore out and redone in Brazilian cherry. Staircase, stair treads, walls were we redone the walls all in wood panel walls, paneling, floor to ceiling. Ceiling was wood. Beautiful. They came in one day and said, fucking, you guys, fantastic job. I still got pictures of all this stuff. They still stand in Flint, downtown Flint. It's like some of the better, beautiful houses in Flint. Yeah, I love taking people by them because they still stand like diamonds in the area today. But they walked through beautiful. Everything looks beautiful. Can we just redo it all over in Walnut? Sorry, guys. Unlimited budget. I get paid the same either way. I don't give two fucks. This time I get to keep all the shit that I'm tearing out. You know what I mean? They didn't give two shits about what hit the dumpster. So when I moved from here from my old house to here, I had 3 barns full of just beautiful. I still to this day have a storage unit that is just full of fucking wood. Cherry, walnut, just beautiful shit that I've acquired over there. I couldn't leave it. But that it never left me. And that day working with Jim Carr, I started collecting, any job I went into in the restoration, you know what I mean? Oh my God, look at that panel, flip it over, look at the ends. Oh, look at the old growth. I'll fucking strip the paint off that. I'll sand it down. I'll repurpose that. I fucking had tons and tons of that. That move, I still have gun shy. I'm like, I go to these jobs today and I'm like, they like, you want that? You want the leftovers pieces and whatever? I'm like, yes, no. You know what I mean? I look back at all them garages and shit. I'm like, who's gonna take care of that if you know what I mean? Something happens to me, somebody. And I kind of consider it that these days and days. If I pass out today, somebody's gonna have to pilfer through all those garages, and wood ends, and all that. Oh man, they might find value in it, or it might be work. I don't know, but. I don't know. I definitely, for the longest time, couldn't throw shit away.
But you just imagine what happens to them skips. Like, you know what I mean? If somebody doesn't rifle through it, it gets fucking trashed. It's, a digger arm gets it and makes shit of it. He's just tossing, that goes to what the yard's like in the America. People just go and you dump and then it just gets filtered out and it's all separated and, it's practically sold back to you the next day for filling,
I've seen people burning this shit, like burning beautiful carved fucking intricate fucking panels and shit and being like, what the fuck are you burning this wood for? Like, it's just fucking handcrafted, like old world fucking stuff you'll never see again. They're just like, it's firewood. Yeah.
They asked me what happened to 420's wrench in chat. I'm not sure, but there you go. Not sure what happened to 420's wrench, to be honest with you. Dude. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just disheartening. I'm glad that cannabis was able to come back in a full phase of the appropriate time of life. Now I'm able to still pick and choose these days as I want to, I still love doing that stuff, but only if it's got, detail to it. It's somewhat challenging. You know what I mean? If it isn't nice, if it's hacky or whatever, I don't want to fucking touch it. Let somebody else do that shit. You know what I mean? I want something that, I and maybe I'm just being a bitch like that I just want all the wow work. I love standing back and, feeling like I accomplished something that's going to stand, for a long period of time. People are going to be happy to see it,
Yeah, but when it's made with your hands, it's a different thing. As you say, if you get out your old planes and you get out your old pieces. It's like, you know, you're going with the grain of wood. You're you know, and that's what you're looking at. You can see what your finish can be. You know what I mean? Where you're going to bring it down to your eye line is all, you know.
Oh fuck yeah! I was gonna say that a few minutes ago. I still have a stack of lumber, cherry, that is, it's fucking. I scored it on a fucking good deal. I bought it actually $1 a linear foot for 16 inches wide by 12-foot long cherry boards. All right. I have a fucking grandfather clock that I have set aside. This could be a grandfather clock someday. But I bought that shit. I have a stack of that shit. $1 a foot. So basically, each one
Make
of
your
them boards
daughters
was
dressers.
14, 15 bucks. You know what I mean? I couldn't get back to that guy fast enough before he had milled them all. You know what I mean? He had milled everything. I couldn't get back there and clean out that guy's cherry as fast enough. But how many times have you grabbed that board end or whatever? I had even after the move, I still have pieces where I've looked at them, looked at that beautiful quilt or whatever bird's eye pattern, and I went, that's a drawer front on that piece. You know what I mean? It's already been placed in my head on a project. That's going to be a drawer front somewhere where that's part of a door panel. I'm going to work that in on a door panel somewhere. You know what I mean? I'd still have the pieces like you're talking about. You've ran your hand down, you've looked at the pattern, you know where you're gonna where it's going, the purpose of it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Awesome.
All right, guys, you ready to call it? It is
Oh yeah.
5:33.
Call it.
Great conversation. I love spending time with you guys.
Oh yeah. Great night.
And here we go. It's always a pleasure. Robert. Yeah. Peace out. Chat.
Oh yeah.
Stu Moo. Love you, brother. Yeah. Let's be good.
Everybody.
It's nice to be nice.
Yep.
The dogs are wanting a walk. Eagle, have a good one, Robert. Later, guys.
You too.
Oh yeah.
Love you, buddy. Have a great day.
I'm out.
Peace, peace.
Top of the morning to you.
Oh yeah. Chirp of the morning to you, my friend.
Chirp of the morning to you. Yeah. Love you guys. Weed Nerd World. Plant some seeds. It's time. Overgrow the world again. Again and again. Love you guys. Love you, Eagle. Thank you.
Good brother. Thank you for coming, man. Always proud to see you, my friend.
Thank you, brother. Love you.
Love you, man. With that being said, thank you to the 58 still watching. You guys are pretty fucking awesome. I greatly respect your time hanging out with you guys for better than 543 episodes, not even counting the 400 plus 0.5s night after night, man. You guys make this worth doing. Can't even say it. I can't even express how much it means to me. So with that being said, because we're gonna roll with this shit too. Let's get out with get these shout outs done. Where is my sound? Get fucking jiggy with it. As I posted the other day. Fuck, I got my lip. I ain't shaved. Come on. Get jiggy with it. What? Some cool D's House Date, Mama Law 710, Scarecrow 420, Green Thumb Bum, Christina MG 89, Unplugged 705. Medical McGullicuddy, Rick T, the Rebel, the 9G207, Fabian, Selena, Dave's not here, Tom Spook, Greg Walker, Mendo, Dope, T-Dog, Dung Beetle, Red Eye, Jedi, Crows, Mother Nature, Justin Conway, Duckweed, Run Boy, 7426, Justin Good Earth, Strong Man, Okie Grower, 75, Corey Trevor, Michael Walls, Full Vision 420, Who's Your Cat Daddy, Taco Don, Slug, Rick Ass, In the Bushes, 827, Kevin, or James Siemens, Kevin Hahn, World's Last Old Pats Fan, 420, Biomentor, Dirt Road, Dude, Kanashiva, Jose Ramirez, Red Eye, Rustler, Dad Goblin, Dr. Bullets, Lightyear, Acetone, 710, Canuck, Ken Queen, Genetic Savvy, Tanaze, Fumador, Dirtman, Dan, Keith the Black Sails, Mr. Boltzilla, Sim Premium Gardens, Rasa Bob, Rasa Just, Soul Root Small Tudes, Tyler, Frosty Buds, North Michigan Micro, Ouija Buds, Dub T Roy, Big Jar Growth, JC, Modern Genetics, SoCal Weed Nerd, John, Last PPG 15, Green County Grower, CJ Apple, Perfectly Imperfected, Dollar Tree Grows, T1 Production, Day Grower, DOA Grow Meds, Miss Nudie Grows, I Gruesome, Johnny Kennedy, Nutrient Shootouts, Naughty Nicky, Zoe and Slammer, NNY, Pixel Monkey, St. Bernard's Observation Booth, Clover 420, High Spy, Aldridge 25, Miss Madam T, Stu Moon, Well Grower, The Can of Crate, Loki Grows, that's this guy, Burton 79, Polish Hammer, Midwest Outlaws 31, Voodoo Ultras, Fresno Nerds, Cali Connection, Wolverine, Grow Big Jar Grows, Jimmy One for Life, Laid Way Back Farmer, D Block, MMP, Nations Creations, Amber Lalana, Psychedelic Warlock, Artist LD, Sir Sticky, Rob, Big Day 420, Brent Window, Big Ed 1961, Man Y, G3, Green Clay, JK Triple G, Mr. Sprinkler, Brittany and Tyler, Teasley, Hope Farms, Lisa G, John Beach, Crazy for you, BGWG 420, Dr. Budswell, Purple Thumb OG, Anthro, Sensimelia, Arthro, Sensimelia, Arthro, Just Space 420, Beast Coast 420, Sir How, Trey Balone, Keep It Real, Haggerton 420, Sub Zeppelin, Audit, Edward, BT, Double D, Grows, Pingus, Green Puffin Man, Exploit Chef, South Life, School of Crop, Because I Love It, Green Mountain Grower, Southwest Okie, Real 100, 212, Andy Man, Brandy Family Farms, Page Farms, meaulflower, Ryan Henderson, Green 13, New Sailboat Wins, Kingdom Actual Conducts, Indra, Michigan Native, Mary John Red Gardens, Dreamer 77, Double D, Bad Bunny Nutrients, Miss Green Pots, Mr. Green Nugs from 619 to 664, Spaniard, Kruger Jones, and Grow Pop T Grows, Raz Amy, Grows Cast, Grow From Your Heart Podcast, Lily Luna, Green Men Flock, Jeremiah Miranda, Sony Creek, Lost Art, Mr. No One Else. 420, Giant Mike, Prometheus Soil, Jason Iso, P. Wynn, David Cole, Mason 662, Scroggy, Scroggington, The Goddess Grows, Kaylee Burrows, Chad Brand, Family Farms, Polly P. Kevin Joji, Mike Concho, Green Tree Hunter, Kush Cloud, Joshua Stevenson, Organic Home Buds, Warren Nelson, Cam Wood, Maine Mystic, Show Love Always, Kelly Stone, Texas OG, Chuck Norris, Sergeant Claire from Claire Fresno, Happy Guy. 311 mix up Kinder Gross, Evergreen Haze, Tree G, Friends, Tree MMJ, Matt S.A. Ball, Dragonfly B, Justin Metz, Travis Wallace, Lucky Mike, CL Chronic Seeds, King Chronic, Titan from Blessed Coast Seeds, Shango Gas, Wavasso for Life, John Smith, Tommy Trico, Pope King Raz, Pop Little, Slow Roll, Spiky Pollock, Oscar Green Jr., Matt Steelbird, Into 11, Stephanie B, Shark Pulley 989, Bob Brown, Sovereign Garner, Stoner Nation 420, Joe Y Bugs 1313 Grower, Painted Lady, Frank Boo, Jameyer, J Mid, the chat, Mr. Manny D. This is a great song right here, by the way. Colors by Black Pumas. They won't let me play that shit though, but it's whatever. Great tune, nonetheless. 313 Grower, Painted Lady, Frank Boo, Jay Myers, the Mid, the Chat, Mr. Manny D, Bag C, Dr. GGC, Jeff, Shredder 911, Dutch Gross 420, Scallywag 420, Skillbull 1, Medgrow 1, Empire Breeding Co. Ferroli, Lost Leaf, Liam Mass, Danny Danko, B Bear, Selling, Ali Noble, CK Tom Turner, Looney Justice, Smoking Wit, Small Town, Jim S, Mr. Lazy Rafter, Grows, Rob, Automation is Freedom, Robert Hazelton, Door, Michigan Quarter, Double Tap Farms, with Screen Dumb 420, 808, Rudy Prospects, Cannabis Driver, Hating Life, Kenny 710, Operation Grow, T-Ben, TM 42696, Root Nuts, Hammered Email, Dr. Scramble, VB Moonrock, GHF, Double J, Bio Green, Stealth Grower 56, Hanky Stinky 420, OGKP, Ganja Nana, your mama, Georgia Joe, Ganja, or Roy Rodriguez, Speed Growing, Nature's Best Nugs, Killer Beat Grows, Ganja Wizard, Husky Garden, Tree 420, Dr. Ooh, Soil for Life, Bully for Life 420, the Jeffro 420, 69, Beaver 698, Dr. Franklin Booty, goddamn, my big Ted's Test. The Riffin' Fat Boy, Jack Greenstock, 420, 420. Finally came back to chat. Boone's Farm, Charlie Farm, 420, Aldridge, 185. Smiley's Garden, JT Smith, These Nugs, Smoking Grove, Frazier, Rokoski, Twisted Roots, Faded Farm, 420. Jeff Dorowski, Genetic Memory Farm, for Ball, 420. Cameron, Mr. Bagsy, Joe Carter, Mystic Marks, Mystic Grower, Ginger Snap, CTE, Gross 8, Rick Wolf, DLP 2372. Yeah, Denver, Mike Denver, Sergeant Pepper 420, Cannon Trooper, Flying Cat 420, Light It Up, Get Tim, UKSIF 20, Buddha Boy, Devin Shipwreck, Medical, MJ Bugswell, USA, Resurrection Prophet, Chris Martinez, Dinkman Dan, Dinkman 420, Red Sun Farms, Good Life, Tony Bell, GGB, Most Hated Grower, Major Drive 420, Army, the American One, W Digger 714, Shirate's Kitty Ocean, Next Mountain Skies, ready to hit that hot fire, Chris Mertz, Ian, Save Robbery, Sergeant Live, Happy Can, Figure Lake Spanish, Ridge Patch, Doja Moon, Southern BT Grower, Choose Medical, Jared Bear, Plus One Mushroom, Secret City Pioneers, My Little Tent, 2042, Spacewalker, Christian, Tree Bump, T. Barrington, Heart, Soul, Homegrown, Mike B, T. Dwayne, East Coast, Will, Heidi Delay, Galactic Garden, John Smith, Elliptus, My Natural Farms, Pacific Northwest Seeds, Ross Kai, Paul, Lemon, Honko, Trent, Rita's Juicy Life, 420, Grant Manuel, Mary Bond, Sammy Sizzle, 9 Inch Colas, Chris Wu, DK Trades Vision Creator, Guru, Decine Brew, Cannon Nation, Jay, Wire, 311, Mix Up, Kinder Growth. I already did this one. Yeah. Dan the Indoor Man, Grow Me, Show Me. Hamilton, Smoke, Clip, Smoke, Keystone, Cannon Flag, PA, Big High, 710, Eugene, Greenleaf, Ace Drew, Hustle, Fred Dart, Carlos, North Arizona, Beaver Row, 420, No Salad, Jesse White, Scott Day, Yeti, Introvert, Genetics, Social J, Vixen, Robin, Mr. Killer 8, Mo, James Buttercream, C-Dub from NorCal, The Pharmacy Seed Banks, Deadhead, Smoky 616, Curtis Mayhead, Matt Myron, Morche, Rick Heyman, Stephanie Dorian, Tennessee Fed, Carries K, Mike Rubos, the Drew Bay 420, Maxi 751, Lawrence Gonzalez, Soda Get Up, Stu Moon, Popco 719, Bakery Shakes, baby, Old Smoke, PWC Grow Bugs, Lower Wash, Mr. Weed Blunt, Old School, Grower, Chad Westport, Hunter Grove, Florida Nugs, My Little Piece of Heaven, Fujit Sound Seeds, Glass Grower, Richard T. Chrissy Wannabe, Crispy. This is so Food Spectrum Gone God, Lori Hanson, real 2,000 years of tradition. Mr. D. Conley, Pimp, Jam, Make Bodie Face, Show Me Sasquatch, Fuck Google and you. I'm going well. Canadian Resort, Poor Dirt, Rommel, Carl, right. Zephyr, Humble Farms, Tannery Farms, Seldom Seen, Oak Park Gardens, Hale, 9782, Skunk Packs, Martial Artist 2012, Microslate Hefner, Danny McDizzle, Medically Fit, KGB, Robert, Mr. Green Figures, Motherfuckers, Thomas, Rancher Coast Plenty, Monkey Balls, Andrew Champion, Bobby Lynn, Means, Trench Digger, Mr. Mac, 2011, like Bologna, Bill S. Weed Peace, Tater Delicious, Minty Country Roots, Huron Fire Genetics, Earth Creeper, Big Ray 420, Teeny 101, Buzz and Hash, Mr. Club 14, Peter D Man, Farm 616, Null Up North, Back Screwman Ruby, Timothy McKibbins, Neo Justin Bean, Sochronic 88, Fat Belly Real, Jennifer Steele, Kimba 03, Turf Farmer, Shannon Stevens, Carlitos, Latinos, Cater Country, Mr. Speed, Wolf Steve, Firesaw, Wally Wookie, The Goddess Grows, Rasta Bob, White Feather Grows, Vernon Shrooms, Tone Grows, Dang, K-Man Grows, PX Gunna 81, Smith Dude Grows, Sean McCann, J Monks, Dank Agenda, Walla Walla Can Grow, Fall Dog, Huron, Kansas Council, List Parish Rock Fam, Justice Smith, 420 Ben, Fresh Grove, Thriving Herbs, High Boy, Your Man Grows, We Be Growing, Australian Grown, Will Up with the Plant, Argo American, Smart Poker, Unfrozen Caveman, Hawaii's Highest, Surf Craft, Micro Goon, Jeff Lowenfels, Mobius Grows, Dank Brownies, Dan D, Elliot Harkins, Mystic Flavor, The Foraging Gardener, Overwater, Overkill, Seattle Steve, Shadow Warrior, Valley Green 514, Amelia Jensen, Oz, Indica, Dr. MJ, Coco, Brandon Russ, Matthew Gates, D's Bags, Drone Star, Shotgun Willie, Dank Yoda, Jay Simmons, Sherbrode Rose, Collectimus, Scoop, DJ Conley, ATG like 1978, Michigan Grown Buds, your boy Roy Boy, Delta 9, J McDaniels, Clackamas 420, Sticky Cola, Dylan Seinford, PFC Barnes, Husky Garden, Sun Grown 707, J8 Road, J420, Cascadian Rose, Tito's McGee, Four Plants, A Weworks, Captain Charles, Cookie Buns, Hans Warrior, Jackie Young, Terry Lee Live, Gas, Tempe, NEND, Urge, Green Jr., Leon from All Purpose Plus, Green Goose, 11 Smiles, 11 Bindu Buds, Michael Russell, Plenty, Richard Forbes, David Pimenta, B4 P-Punk, B4 P-Punk, Nicky T, John Reese, what about Bob Prince, Patty, Dave Daniel, Bergman, 3 times the term, Green Puffer Man, B. Dudley, James Chung, Sarge Grows, 818, John Wayne, Carolina Root, Sister Golden Hair, Tina, El Dan Garino, KNF Guards, Blank 1032's one, Only Feed, Farmer James, Crypto Goat, Richard Lamb, HIP Grower, Matt Javine, Dan Marinko, Chronic Wonder, Sunrise Grow, Top Floor Genetics, Mold Vision 420, Can2 Cannabis, Dusty Fisher, My Dog Nelia, Rooster Farms, Alex Hardy, Hardy Gear, Betty Crapper, Daniel Grows Photos, Mitten Grown Men, Sunrise Grows, Lexi, Brittany, Koo, I love you guys, No Limit 916, Grumpy Toad, Alchemist, Cannon Mix, Soulborn, Roz Joel, Alex D, Dirty Or Catfish, High Power, Thunder Dan, Propagation Station, John McDaniels, Lisa Reed, Sarah Gross, 818, Blaze Daily, Fried Piper, Perpetual, Eagle Proud Warrior, Sales Spots for you, Frank Rusada, Dave Justin, Dave Duchess, Kino Kelly, Maxwell, Captain 420, Sing, Frank Rusada, the Sing Fat, What About Bob, Justin, Pops, John Gorski, Jen Go, Dungeon Gangster, THC4, PTSD, T Barrington, Hunter Grown, Swamp Camp, Laro Back, Canabinka, Best of Because, John Doe, Mr. Manny D, Ken Ferrari, 420, AB Normal, Frank Guerrero, Bear Free Giant, Jay Brent, 74, CK Brown Guy, 420, Packathurn, 420, Brandon Tree, Main EA, Frank Sun, Grown 207, Hydro Daily, Hempwood Gigi, Jamie Reed, Supreme Grape, Stony Rockefeller, Canvas, Caveman, Brew City Thin, Hawaii City Animal, Midnight Roots, Jed, Cynic, Knuckles, Michael P, Holly B, Quick Beat, Nimble, Bud E Kilowatts, Michael D, 4889, Disbanded Brothers, Moncilio, Matt, Joseph, Grace Medicine, RX, Keefin, Chief, Hydro Daily, Concerned American, Cannabis 411, Freedom of Speech, Dr. Jointsworth, These Trees, Ganja Sudoku, 710 is Oil Upside Down, Jesse Stevenson, Victoria, Baduch, Cannabis Babe, Sacred Gardens, What About Bob, Gus Gross, Slick Rick, 8 Dog Pounds, David, St. Louis, I Move Watts, Castain, Yeti, Ed Grin, MN Grown, Uncle Elmer, Off Grid Terps, Christopher 54, Last Predator, Matthew SoCal, Sue Illinois, Man Beater, Jake Poop Genetics, Dorf Hearts Genetics, Stoner Dude, Joel and Jen from North Star Genetics, Carol Ann, Mr. Cry PTA, B13 Leo, Brew Beyond Perfection, XX Elite GPXX, Uncle Stoner, Crispy Treat Kitchen, Growers Paradise, LED Grown, Iceni Clan, Decoy Bacon, Mr. Scotto, Fresh Baked One, Jay Allen, Big Bob Grows, John Jolly Canna, Australian Gones, Yucca 420 Gardens, Daniel Phillips, Mr. Nowhere Man, Selling Sally, Silly Seashells, Wob Wobby, Sean Bids, Rescue Ready, Roadside, LLC, Notorious Snug, Magma Seeds, Father and Son, Trimming Tutorial, Sub T Dank, Jose Ramirez, Toggle the 420, Buck Chiba Man, GR420 Community Videos, Detroit River at Louis Garcia, Muggle P, AJ Everyday, Captain the Audit, Cheddar Bob 13, Main 420 Mad Grower, Cookie Scoop, Jake Kendricks, In for the Grills, Backwoods All Good, Sally Man Cell, Adam Skink, and Chanel Simpsons, One Smoke Away, Ganja Roads, Kazoo, Burning Shrooms, Aaron Burning Shrooms, Mr. Lincoln Stinkin, Angel Studios, MG, Mr. 420 Grow Tent, Paul T. Elliott, John Fleming, Dankovich, Vibroflower, Polly P, Seldom Seed, Elevated, Lenny Organic, Sunman, Chiba Sunny, Jeff Popog, Ricardo Sosa, Dan J, Earth Rallying Farming, Candy Forest Farmer, Fuck All That Me, The Misfit Grower, Jason Line 512, Snake Eyes Northern 4466, Jason Grayson, Stonebreaker MD, Stoner Creek, Ross Sonic, Fridge Dweller, Tarzan, Superman, Old Man Hermit Hash, Freebird, Mo Grower, Matty Guard, Simple Man, Survivor One Time, Tim Blake, Off Coast Chronic, Steve Fat, Pelero, Harley Grower, Gent God, Jason Live 512 again, Steve Collins, Todd Kendricks, Property Mate, Sharpie, The Island Hayes, Steve Speaks, J.R. Ream, Property, Mate or Randy K, sorry about that. Scuba C Sweet TCDR, miss you, brother. Hopefully you are doing well. Claire Killian, Wardrobe Barney, Randy Grande, Pip 1000, Ace Move 3223. Wake up, Captain Freedom B, Puffer Smile, Finty Digit, Michigan Ganja Moose, Hash, French G, Super Bob. Broski 808, Weekend at Birdies, K-Bag, Justice Station, Strong Style, Organic, Zippy, Medic, Honesty, K-Hall, Meaulflower, Brent Blue, Todd Kendricks, Newt, K&T, Zippy, True Serum, Photon Flow, Natty Dread, Barbara Matthews, Ancient Soul Grown, Kevin Jiu-Jitsu, Ken of Health and Happiness, Berserk 215, Collab Low Cuts, Albert, Treadley, Mo, Manic, Meds, Raz, Betsy, Helen, Huge, Janus, James T, Atomic Smooth, Miss Jill, Big Daddy LT Gardens, High Flyer, 420, Lobster Brush Bowl, Mother Tree Maine, Red Pill, Yo Boy, Roy Boy, Aesthetic, Channing Gimmons, Ruhan, Rick W, Comfortably Numb, One Smoke Away, the 840 Show, Richard Lamb again, so Red Pill 710 because he deserves it, Canvas Pursuit, K-Rolling, Worthy Buzz, Logan Man, 81, the Oil and Flower Podcast, the Entourage Effect, Warren Dixon, Pink Lady Luck, El Mondo 420, surrounded by Keith Ferrari Farms, Fringe Dweller, Single Fathers, Happiness Without Guilt, Mike Steve, 562 Ganja, James Chrysler, Green Ghost Genetics, Zenzolo, B. Benson, Astro Charlie, Sativa Smurf, 4GTC, A. Bush Doctor, Astro Charlie, One More Time, Dirty Hole Garden, TK, James C. Weaver, Ro Ohms, Corey Gagnon, Green Hill Farms, Hillbilly Herbs, Tasty Worm, Terps, Skunky Brewster, YBF, Larry OG, Abolish Farm, Spartan Grown, Green, Johnny Green Thumb, 710, Michigan Wildflower, Seldom Seen Gambler, Tom O'Connor, 710, DP 710, Caribou TV, Virginia Herbs, Red Primo, Equilibrium, dude, Genetics, Trophy Truck, Skyway, Kevin O'Donnell, the School of Crop, Stupid Trucker, eBay Bud Tender, the Glass Girl, 420, Rogue, Ted Nugs, Matt Javine, Greg 77, Ted Nugs, Skunk 8 Glass Works, Beast Mode 347, Mike's Atomic Skier, JME182, Justin Gucci, Webcam, Baby Fat, Jay Cooters, Pip 1000, Dan, Stony, Sunshine Farm, Daydream, Brad Star, Mountain Larry, Scotty Nowhere, Justice Mink, Not Sure, Red Bear Farms, Two Dogs, Buck Plug, Bungaloo, Luck E, Claude D, Goslin, Mouty World, Green Gorilla, CT Gardens, Benny Ben, Up and Able, Misty, Mar, Duber, Kush Turp 5, Sentimental, Green Goddess, Alberta Cannabis, Earth Creeper, Don Hazelhurst, Matt Ness, John Gall, Coonward, Robert Hazelhurst, Robert Hazel Rittenhouse, goddamn. I know that one's a fuck, whatever. Pedro Dizzy, Joey Berger, Mr. DeVille, Mikey from Maui, Gen X, man, fuck it up. Missy Dankster, Dragonfly, Earth Medicine, Thunder Dan, he's a cool motherfucker. Son Lewis, Sun Grown, Super Bob, Dutch Grows 420, Tough Impact, Mr. Tree, Green Gypsy, One Das, 241, One Dirty Rotten, Imbecile 69, Steady Gains, Ginger Bug, Soren Paco Smartphone, Bradley, Brady, Ridley, Well F, Tough Empath again, Crazy People Doing Stuff, Weight Pie, Multiple Division, Patio, Bears Grow It, Home Invaders Get No Pity, Blues, Kiss Gardens, Crack Babies DWC, Shorty for Life, last but not least, Sweetest 207. I love you guys. Hopefully, you guys know the deal. If this is the end of your day, your journey, please get some rest. If this is the beginning of your day, your journey, please take time for a little bit of self-love, self-care. Please go out there and have an amazing day. It is Monday, beginning, hopefully what is another great week in 2022. Please amount long the day, please take time to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. It's so easy, as long as they're from the heart, genuine. Hello, how are you? Can I get that door? You need help with that? whatever. Call a friend, a family member. Smoke a bud with somebody you love. Give some weed away. Be a good person. Be the person you'd like to see. That being said, hopefully I'll see you tonight. I'll see you tonight, 2 a.m. Have a great night.